right. What is up, everyone? Welcome to Spoiler Kings. My name is St. Kramer with Brandman Brandon. Brian the Grizzly. What is up, guys?
Just another Monday in the cards.
Got my,
what do you got there?
Toon Squad.
Toon Squad shirt. You know? Hey.
Oh, you think that's cool? Check this out.
Spoiler Kings. Hey, it's almost like it's made for you.
Right?
Yeah, right.
I feel so official now with that.
Oh man, this is so awesome. You know what, guys, you don't understand that we've been building this thing for such a long time, and it's so much fun doing it. But literally, jumping on and talking to you guys is like the highlight of my day. Like, it doesn't matter how I feel. We come in and we're like, we're gonna be like an hour, and then we start talking, and it just
never ends.
It's like, where does time go, right?
I'm like, oh man, already 3 hours,
right?
Yeah.
No, this
oh
is,
my
this,
god,
this is definitely what keeps what keeps me motivated through my Mondays for sure.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
Well, and Thursdays, because now we got Ahsoka starting to finish up. We have 2 more weeks of Ahsoka.
It doesn't matter because we
get
get
Loki.
We
get Loki coming in.
Loki.
Yeah.
The only problem starting up. Chucky is about to start.
Oh yeah, Chucky.
I'm ashamed at how much I'm anticipating that show.
I told you, upload 3. I'm all for that too. So it's like, man, I'm all of it. You know, I just can't wait to watch all these things coming on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's going to be more than enough of it. Bert, what's going on, man?
We got the merch coming out.
Hopefully, now that we got all the hookup on YouTube and stuff like that, we can hook up our Teespring, because we do have some stuff on Teespring.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we got a play on some political stuff for like Make Hulk again. That one's going. I still want to get that shirt, and then Brandman's got the Big Spoiler Kings one, and we got a bunch of other ones, but we don't really promote it. So
you might see me going like this every couple of minutes, just because I'm this is just super comfortable. You know, it's so soft. You know,
start feeling yourself. The only issue with Loki for us is it will be again prime time, but it's gonna be Thursday prime time.
Yep.
So which kind of sucks. It's kind of good and bad, which means we need to watch it before we go live, because that's the bad part, is like we gotta squeeze that in somewhere. But it's good because we get to talk about it right away. You know, so we get to be right in there. So yeah.
It'll be fresh in our mind, and we could talk about it immediately. That's cool.
Yep. Loki. He said I need to get a limited edition purple one.
Hey, we'll find one for you, Perp. We'll get one.
Who else we got in chat? I know Elle was in here nice and early.
Yeah, I was sitting there talking to her.
Yep. Hey, Elle was in here.
No, you gotta say what she said.
I know. I don't want to hurt break Brandon's heart. She said, "Hot take. I don't care for Scott Pilgrim at all." So,
and understand by Elle. She reads everything. She has all the books. She knows everything you want to know. She has really good taste. I listen to her. I like all the things she says. But I was like, not Scott Pilgrim, really? Like that's crazy.
Yeah, because that did sound.
You know what?
Like her.
All joking aside, I understand. My feelings are not hurt. It's not for everyone. Actually, one of the someone that I know in the gym in my building, we had a conversation about Scott Pilgrim. It's not really his cup of tea. No, I get it. You know, the kind of how would you even describe the tone of Scott Pilgrim? It's like an exaggerated reality almost.
Yeah, and it's fast paced, and a lot of stuff is happening at the same time. It's all in your face, really happening quickly. So I mean, it jumps from one thing to the next a lot. So if you don't like, if you need a storyline, you need all that stuff, I could see how you wouldn't like it. I thought it was awesome though.
Oh yeah, I love Scott Pilgrim. I'm really excited for the anime and where they go with it.
Yeah.
I think the show is going to be a lot of fun. Like the style, obviously the visual style is the way I think it should be done. And then you're able to get into the stories a little bit more. Right? The movie was awesome, but the movie was very fast.
Oh, I thought the movie was great, and they like the changes that they made to the graphic novels were very, very minimal.
Mm-hmm.
And they kind of they worked in the context of the movie, but I really liked that they went like, to use an expression I use often, I like that they really went all in with it.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought the casting was really great. I love that they're bringing back the entire cast for the anime. I just really appreciated that movie. Edgar Wright, who directed it, he was supposed to write and direct Ant-Man originally, and Scott Pilgrim was one of the reasons I was kind of excited to see his take. And when he backed out, I think I'll always be slightly disappointed that we'll never see his what he would have done for Ant-Man.
His version. But you know what? Sometimes it's style. I don't know if that style would have worked. Well, I mean, Ant-Man's very silly, but if the MCU movie jumped all over the place, people will riot.
Yeah, I think he wanted his to be more standalone and not part of a greater universe, if I remember correctly. I might be wrong.
Yeah. That was the big issue was he wanted to do it and didn't want to be bothered. And obviously Feige, especially Feige at that time, was very into a lot of it. And one of the biggest arguments he had for the Ant-Man was he wanted the final battle to be in the suitcase as it's falling, from the plane or from the helicopter. He wanted that to be the final battle, and he wanted it to happen during the whole Cure song. I forgot what song it was.
Disintegration.
He wanted the entire song to play as they do a fight battle, and Kevin Feige is like, nah. I think it would have been cool, but
that would have been too much, and it would have been too shaky. And once again, it doesn't involve any family members or anything like that. So it doesn't work that way. You can't do that. And people,
it would have been hilarious though.
After like 90 seconds, people would have been like, "What the fuck?"
That probably. But I don't know, Edgar Wright's pretty good. I do enjoy his stuff, but we'll never know what his full vision for that movie was. But he does get writing credit for the movie, the first one at least.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's get some of these comments real quick. Bigger Ford in here too. What's up, Anzo?
And
he says the Scott Pilgrim cartoon out. Not yet.
No, we got like a month and a half.
Yeah, I think November, actually.
Yeah. I know they released some like new stills and stuff like that, so some new shots. So he said, the Pilgrim was dope. I got the DVD. And then also looking forward to Pluto, like it's reimage of Astro Boy.
Ooh.
To Pluto, it's like a reimagining of Astro Boy. Okay. And I gotta look that one up. I like Astro Boy. It was good. It said I thought you was talking about Scott Pilgrim versus the World epic movie. We are. Well,
it is.
Yeah. Well, then Edgar Wright, did that, and we kind of like switch gears a little bit. Where else? We got also the View Drew said I got excellent news. I got some Blu-ray movie today. Which one? I think he said Walk the Line, which I do. That is a pretty good
Walk the Line, I'll say. And it's not usually my cup of tea, but that is something I really liked. I really liked that.
Joaquin Phoenix like knocked it out of the park with that. Was it? Yeah, Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah, no, it was so good.
Yeah, and he was really good with doing his voice like Johnny Cash too.
Like Johnny Cash, yeah.
So, what Travis said, I think some for that overly fast punk self-aware style is overwhelming and annoying for some. That Hot Fuzz, Baby Driver, and Shaun of the Dead aren't my style personally.
No, Shaun of the Dead.
See, I don't like Shaun of the Dead. Although I don't like a lot of British humor. So
it's funny because I love British humor, but I understand. But
Baby Driver, I didn't mind Baby Driver. I didn't think it was this great movie that a lot of other people think it was, but it was a good movie. Hot Fuzz, same thing, and then Shaun of the Dead, same thing. I just kind of, it's not my cup of tea.
I can watch Shaun of the Dead any day.
Yeah, Shaun of the Dead was, and I like how like the tone goes from like pretty much comedic, and then at one point it goes like straight up serious, and I think my favorite Edgar Wright movie is probably Hot Fuzz. That's probably my favorite one from him.
Oh, that's
I
right. You
love
did
Hot
do that
Fuzz.
one.
Mhm. I thought The World's End was pretty decent. And then what do you have the other year? Last Night in Soho, which I thought was okay. It was very.
I didn't like it.
It was okay.
I like that one.
Mhm.
I like that one. I thought that was it was a little interesting. That's the one with what's her name?
Anya Taylor-Joy.
Anya Taylor-Joy. Yeah. That was pretty good. That was a little bit of a twist I didn't quite expect.
Mhm.
The twist was fine. I just didn't like the style of the movie. I mean,
No?
you know what? And maybe it's because I like British comedy and I could deal with it. I could deal with the fast paced stuff because it's so stupid. Yeah, like I enjoy Shaun of the Dead. I enjoy Hot Fuzz. I enjoy all those things. But then I will watch the BBC. So that's that's how I found Luther. Like I watched the BBC. I watched Star Trek a billion times on the BBC. America. So yeah, that's just me.
It's only British humor I don't like. Well, I take that back.
Did you not like the British Office?
No, God, no. I did not like that. That's why I didn't like season 1 of The Office, because it was just a copy and paste, and I'm like, okay, it's not for me. Because like for me, The Office, the American Office didn't get good until mid season 2. Because I was like, season 1 was just a copy and paste, and it was too cringy, and I'm like, ugh, like the pilot episode was a like exact copy and paste, copy and paste, down to the stapler and the Jello kind of thing, and I was like I'm good, but the American one I think was better eventually, and then the ending sucked. The ending was bad. I didn't like the ending, but I do like British stuff. And then the actually Erica got me into the IT Crowd, and I actually kind of like it. It's pretty good. There's some parts where I'm like ugh, but for the most part I do enjoy it. I'm like, okay, that's the only one I can think of that I actually like. but even that's pretty old, ain't it?
Yeah, it's old now. Everything is old now.
Let's see what else we got. Season 2 of sexual harassment was my hook.
On The Office.
Oh, was that the sexual harassment training?
Yeah, the training. Yeah,
the training thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that season 2?
That
I remember that was like super cringy. But once Steve Carell learned to be his version of Michael rather than the other guy, the British guy's version of Michael, I think that's when it started getting better. I was like you're not just stupid, you're more like ignorant about things, so so but I got the DVD of Coupling. And then Brand David said Hot Fuzz was Hot Fuzz
Sean Baby Slap. They're amazing. Love Simon Pegg.
Yeah. Oh man. What's we got? Oh, you cool. If don't worry, Michael, I'll report you. I can Michael, I'm not scared. Know what I'm scared of. Well, here that actually kind of brings into our first one of the topics I wanted to talk about was since we are talking about The Office, the huge rumor on Twitter and everything, I guess more than a rumor at this point, was we're getting a reboot.
I was just reading that a little earlier, yeah.
But as far as I know, they don't know if it's a continuation, like a reboot
of a story,
or if it's a brand new reboot, like it's starting fresh with a new cast members, as the characters, or if it's a continuation. The only thing we do know so far is that the showrunner, the original showrunner from the North American version, is going to be back. So but I don't know if they're going to be able to get some of these people back. At least the main two.
There's some that you're definitely not going to get back because they're too big of stars.
Yeah, Steve Carell and who's
John Krasinski.
John Krasinski.
John Krasinski. It's almost impossible. I'm going to guarantee he ain't going to be able to be back. Like,
no,
unless you make him.
Yeah, he might do an episode, and that's about it. besides that, I think they can probably bring everyone else back. I mean, who is it? Pam and one of the other girls, forgot. They're like good friends in real life. They do a podcast about the show. Like that's insane. Like you were on the show, now you do a podcast about the show, reacting to it that you were on. But yeah. So I don't know how I feel about that, because like the way it ended, I didn't like the ending. Once Steve Carell left, they were trying to figure out what they were.
The
and
whole season was really confusing, and
the last couple seasons were not good. They were trying to figure out who's replacing Michael, and they never were able to. And then it ended. Like they brought Will Ferrell in. It's like they brought Will Ferrell. They brought like big names in. Like Idris Elba was in this freaking show.
I remember.
And like, they couldn't figure it out at the end. With who's replacing, Michael. So
yeah, I remember that.
So I mean, the last episode was nice with the wedding and all that stuff, but besides that, like the last couple of seasons were not good. But my hot take is, I'm not the biggest fan of The Office. I thought Parks and Rec was a better show than The Office, because Jim and Pam is not a good couple. Jim and Pam are a horrible couple together. I think Parks and Rec was smarter. I think it was more entertaining. The funnies were more funny, and yeah. Like Aubrey Plaza was great. Chris Pratt was great in that show.
In my headcanon with Chris Pratt, with Andy Dwyer, I like to think that at the end of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, Peter Quill just decided he needed to completely reinvent himself just to live a normal life on Earth. We see him eating cereal and talking about cutting the neighbor's grass. So in my headcanon, he changed his identity and started working a desk job and changed his name to Andy Dwyer.
That would be awesome. Like he gets fat, loses the 6-pack, and becomes Andy Dwyer.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny. Like I don't like Amy Poehler. I hate Aziz. That's the problem. I love Nick Offerman. I could watch Nick Offerman any day. Aubrey Plaza, I love. Chris Pratt, I love. I like Adam Scott. The other three I can't stand. So it kind of just takes the joy away from me, because every time I look at Amy Poehler, I just want to turn. I want to turn off my TV.
Really?
I just don't like her.
Really?
She's not. She's not for me. And Aziz is cringeworthy, but that's what his thing is. That's just who he is.
He has one character, and it's himself.
It's stupid. I was like, whatever. But that's just me. I don't know. But everyone else I love. It's like everyone else on the show is great. I just hate the fact that Amy Poehler got to be there. Like, good Lord.
Yeah, I don't mind her too much. And she wasn't like as annoying that character was. Really? Yeah.
She's not funny. She's never been funny. I've never seen. She's never said something that I went, huh. Every time she said something, I was like, okay, next person. And then Aubrey Plaza will say something. Oh, that was funny.
Yeah. Aubrey Plaza does deadpan like great.
Oh my god. Yeah. She's and especially in that one it's her with Andy together are great. That's why I think that couple was better than the Jim and Pam couple was like horrible. That's why like I think once I found out my sister had the same feelings about it, I was like, oh yes, thank you, I'm not alone. And then I found out there's a lot of other people that had the same problem. Is like they're not a healthy good couple. Like they like I don't know. Especially at the end,
that's what we need to have, huh?
Especially at the end of the series was like, oh, you guys like cheated on with your significant others to get with each other, and now you're at where you're at, with a kid and shit, and now you're shitty together, like to the point where he almost cheated on her or some shit like that, or I forgot how it ended, but it was just like I don't know. It is. I'm like, oh yeah, you're in real life, you're not a couple that would probably let you divorce after 3 kids. With 2 Band-Aid babies. So, but I guess that's real life. But where Travis said, I thought a better ending for the U.S. office was revealing that the premiere of the documentary, Robert California is narrating it and funded the whole thing as an experiment. That'd be interesting.
That's a big change. Okay.
Yeah. It did get a little meta at the end when like Pam started like kind of flirting with one of the camera guys and stuff like that.
Mhm.
You know, and then like the actual people that were supposed to be behind the camera started coming in front of the camera. I don't know. The ending was.
I can also say I agree. I don't like Pam. That's why I don't like Pam Jim.
Yeah.
I just don't like
She
Pam.
never did a whole lot for me as a character either.
Yeah, it's like she could have been off the show, and I'd be like, okay.
I mean, a lot of the side characters were not bad. They were okay at best. They were never like really.
I'm not a Mindy fan.
Great. Which one?
I'm not a Mindy fan.
Mindy. Oh yeah, no, definitely not a Mindy fan.
Yeah.
Oh well, she's on a lot of people's shit lists for a very specific animated reason.
I didn't like.
Oh, even before that. Yeah, even before
yeah.
that.
Oh no. I know before that. Like before Velma, I didn't mind her.
I didn't like her in the Mindy experience. I was like,
I never watched the Mindy Experience.
That's not good. I feel like she's a copycat. Like she tries to copy other things. I think it tried being what's the other girl? New Girl, but with Mindy instead, and it just wasn't. I don't know. She's just not for me. That she's not funny. And I know there's a lot of other people that feel the same. Like Erica's not a big fan. He's like a
why are people watching this? This is so bad. Anything with Mindy, I'm like,
yeah. And then Brandon Davis said, "I never watched The Office. I watched the Ricky version,
Ricky Gervais, yeah."
The British one. It's okay. It's a fun show. I mean, it's definitely like I think, like I said, the first season is kind of hard to watch for me. It was really cringy, but once it gets its footing, it becomes a really good show, and it becomes really, really like quotable. Like all. I mean, the big thing in that show was Michael was a dummy, and then Jim and
Jim is
Brian?
funny. Andy's funny.
Is that Andy? No, who's the
dude
the guy that sits across from him on his desk?
Talking about
Rainn Wilson's
Dwight?
character, Dwight.
Yeah.
Those are the three main characters. Everyone else is kind of like, I didn't really care about anybody else.
Andy, the dude from The Hangover.
Yeah, he was super.
Yeah,
annoying with that whole love triangle thing. It was stupid.
And I always loved Rashida Jones.
Rashida Jones.
I love Rashida Jones. Yeah.
They were supposed to do a spinoff of that show. They also, when she was on Parks and Rec too, they were gonna do a spinoff like with her and the dude she left with. I can't think of his name. But yeah, she was on both shows, which is like super funny. But but yeah. But I mean, it's worth a watch. It's fun. Yeah, season 8 of The Office began started strong. Andy wanted everyone to like him. Yeah, Robert California pushing him and everyone out of the comfort zone, and the show makes them into assholes and ruins it. Yeah,
that's exactly what happens.
Yeah,
but I think 8 and 9 were I didn't hate 1. You hated 1, but I thought like 1. I thought
it's
8
hard
and
to
9
watch for me.
Are hard. 1, it's fine, I guess. It's not. I'm glad I got to season 2.
Yeah, same. Well, Amy had too many kids. Which one? In Parks and Rec?
That's right. She left with the villain from Wayne's World. Tommy.
Aubrey Plaza. That's like her. A lot of actors have a quirk. She's like the deadpan kind of. It's kind of like Zooey Deschanel. We know her for being like quirky and I like it. It works. Remember that Hallmark movie or like the Hallmark movie where she did the voice of Grumpy Cat?
I don't think I see that one.
Yeah, it was called like Grumpy Cat's Christmas or something to that effect. But she did the voice of Grumpy Cat.
Did she? I did not know that.
And it was Grumpy Cat herself playing the role. But no, I've always liked Aubrey Plaza.
Yeah.
She I think actually my first real exposure to her was Scott Pilgrim when she played Julie Powers.
Yep.
I think same. I think same. First time I remember her. Yeah, but that was a super small role though, so she didn't really get
like
show off.
just a couple scenes, like a couple brief scenes, but
Yeah.
but the Scott Pilgrim like kind of hipster kind of content kind of suited her, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like her. Watch anything she's in.
Life's Too Short. I haven't heard of it. But yeah, I would check it out.
It's funny.
Travis said the initial idea for Parks and Rec was the copier of Dunder Mifflin breaks. Yeah. It's sent away for repairs, and the company then makes them. Yeah, it is in Pawnee. That's real. That's kind of funny. That's kind of cool. I did not know that. That was. I knew there was supposed to be like well, obviously it's the same style, you know, kind of thing. But the Parks and Rec, I don't think ever breaks that wall of like there is a camera crew, and I think that like at the end of The Office when they broke that wall, it was kind of like, you know, especially one of them was like flirting with Pam, and I was like, what? That was like super annoying for me. I was like, she has a kids, I think, right, and married, and the dude, you know, is like, that felt weird. Yeah, what's up, Tony?
Tony, what's up?
But yeah, but I don't know. Yeah, so I don't know. Do you guys? I know we didn't really talk about the reboot though. Do you want a reboot or continuation or a fresh reboot?
I don't really admittedly I don't kind of much see the point. I was fine with The Office. I was never like I mentioned, I was never a huge fan. But you know, I've been wrong in the past. If they were able to stick the landing, you know, it depends on the it depends on the direction they go, I guess.
Yeah.
If Steve Carell's going to be there, Craig Robinson's going to be there, John Krasinski's going to be there, then I'm all in. And then I don't want a continuation. I want them to reboot it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I actually want to reboot and see what they'll do in this day and age. So see what they could do with different writing, because writing will change everything. And which is kind of what we're going to end up talking about, but the writers change everything. So that's kind of like, I would like to see the spin, but I hated what they did in season 9. So I like to see something different. I don't want a continuation of the story, because then where we're going to give, we're going to be missing people. So, I mean,
yeah.
Where's Michael? Is he just going to come back and be like, hey guys, I'm back? And then, no. So don't go to continuation. Let's do something different. If they're going to do a movie, you do a continuation. But if you're going to do a show again, then it needs to be something different.
Movie would be nice.
Movie, you can go ahead and do a continuation of the story. We already know how long it's going to be. That works out with all the characters, and it's finite.
Yeah, and I think people kind of underestimate how well a movie or a show to movie translation, how well it can work. Because I liked the I don't remember if I told you guys, I've always been a big Firefly fan. I absolutely love the movie Serenity. I liked the Veronica Mars movie. I know a lot of people kind of forget about that one, but I did like the Veronica Mars movie. If they go the right direction, yeah, I'd be all in for an Office movie. I think that would be a great idea.
It makes more sense. You could afford these people. You could have everybody in it. I mean, all type of cameos. Amy Adams. You could have Idris Elba. You could have all these type of cameos if it's a movie.
Yeah.
If it's a show, you can't really afford it.
You could even maybe do an amalgamation of both the US and the British version of it. Maybe like almost like a crossover of sorts. That'd be funny. I think something like that may even work. And like you said, Brian, a lot of these guys have gone on to bigger and better and A-listers now that might not have the time for a show.
Exactly.
But a movie,
you have once again a finite time carved out. Yes, then that works. But if you're talking about an endless show, why the hell would John Krasinski say yes to an endless show? Like, dude, you could go be a star somewhere. That doesn't make any sense.
He's been Jack Ryan for what? How many years now? 4 and a half.
Yeah.
At this point.
Yeah.
Celebrated Tom Clancy character at this point.
Yeah. Where he's the star. I mean, and then you can do kind of cool stuff with it too. You know, like the killer guy that they bring up a lot. Like that could be like the main, part of the story. They find out who it is or something like that, or it winds up being one of them, and they find. I don't know. I mean, there's something you could do with a movie. You would have to stay with one storyline because you wouldn't be able to like through a season. You can have multiple storylines. With a movie, you're kind of stuck with one, which is not a bad thing. Like there's some loose ends that never got tied up from the show that you could finish up.
Yeah, but if you do too big, I mean, I just don't know how you afford these people. Yeah. I just don't know how you afford all these people. And then it looks low budget, and then people leave, and then it was a waste of time.
Exactly. Well, here, like we're getting some examples here. That 80s show. Anybody remember that? Because that sucked.
Yeah.
The 90s show was
it? I like that the 90s show.
No, I'm kidding. I'm like, no. I was going to say I don't think most people remember that show.
Yeah, but, they really don't.
That 90s show was good. I enjoyed that 90s show, but it is what it is. But once again, it's new people. And Andy Bush has asked a really good question. How many non-Star Trek reboots are good?
Yeah.
He said that. I was like, wow, I don't know.
Yeah. Even this, like Heroes Reborn was a dumpster fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a lot of other issues with that too, because there was that writer strike, at the wasn't that the writer strike the writer strike ruined Heroes,
Heroes was
in general. Not even 2 seasons in it messed it all up.
Yeah, midway maybe through it.
Which sucked because I loved the first season.
Oh, I have it on DVD. It's like awesome. It's like one of the best first seasons ever. I
remember season 1 came out. I was still in college, and my roommate and I I think it would come on Thursday nights, and we both had our schedules set up to where we only went to class Monday through Thursday, and just Friday we had off. So Thirsty Thursday we could just go out and just get smashed and stuff like that. But we would not go anywhere until we finished watching Heroes and we finished watching Smallville.
My God.
Those are good shows, man. I like those.
Yeah. We would not go anywhere. Everything else would have to wait until we finish both of those shows.
I don't know. We would just pregame until it was over.
As it was winding down, we'd do like a shot and a beer and then just be out the door.
Nice. Yeah, by then it's like 9 o'clock at night, 10 o'clock maybe.
Yeah.
They said and then Putin's cat said history of TV, how many reboots have worked? Not many.
It just doesn't.
Yeah.
It's true.
We don't need to talk about Heroes. Man, actually, that's not a bad idea, man. We should do a rewatch of Heroes season 1 and break down each episode. I do not mind that.
That works better than trying to watch Lost, and you can't redo Lost because you're never gonna be lost again. Yeah, and I know where we're gonna end up. And F you, Lost.
We got Loki Cave. What is that? Loki Horror Cave.
Yeah, I love Smallville. That was that was a show that I consistently watched from beginning to end. I really liked it. I'll always be slightly disappointed that Tom Welling only had like 2 minutes in the Superman suit, but it is what it is.
It was never him, technically.
True.
Whenever they did it, it was far away, and then any zoom ups was him, because that was in his contract from day one. Was I will never wear the suit. I was like. You're Superman, dude. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but he could say that, but guess what? Smallville did really, really well with him not wearing the suit.
Yeah. He wore the variations, he wore the color scheme.
The color scheme
all the time.
Yeah, which it worked out.
Yeah. But I really liked that show. I liked I liked how it was just obviously one big Superman origin story and lasted a little longer than I expected it to, but I thought it all worked pretty well.
Tony said, "I heard the crew for Lost is still on the island." The cast of Lost is still on the island. That's great.
Yeah. How did it end? I forgot how it ended. It was like
It was like
they're actually all
purgatory.
dead. Purgatory.
And
Yeah, that's what it is.
it was.
That's what,
Yeah.
Yeah. They
Turn Ford. You said between two ferns afforded a lot of folks.
Yeah, you could tell by the time Lost ended, J.J. Abrams had completely just checked out. Dude was probably like, let me just focus on Star Trek.
But that's what JJ does. He makes good stuff and does not know how to end it.
Away. Messes it up or something.
Yeah. Oh, there it is. But yeah, so that was like our thoughts about the reboot of Office and stuff like that, because I want to get into some of these other comments. Where we at? Loki said, man, I couldn't miss no Smallville, the drama with Lana and Clark
and Lex. Yeah.
Not knowing that Michael Rosenbaum was so ingrained in my childhood until I became an adult, it still blows my mind. It was like the dude voiced the Flash on Justice League. Like,
and he was awesome as it.
Oh yeah. And I'm like, wait, Lex was Flash? I was like, what?
Yeah.
And then, like, it blew my mind. I was like, holy shit. And then I heard it, and then it's like once you hear, you can never unhear it kind of thing. But it was
I remember reading that in I want to say it was Wizard magazine, because I had a monthly subscription to Wizard when I was a kid.
Nice. Same. What's up, Cleve?
And I think when we were getting closer to the release date of Justice League, they mentioned, obviously they were going into the voice cast, and it said like, oh, Lex Luthor himself, Michael Rosenbaum is going to voice the Flash. I'm like, oh, that's awesome. And then I heard him as the when I heard him as the Flash, it's completely like kind of it's a complete tonal and characteristic shift from how he approached Lex, which was awesome. So yeah, that dude is forever in my cool book.
Oh yeah, I love his show.
I love his show too. Yeah.
Perp saying you talking about Midville, bro? You did not like Smallville?
Perp don't like nothing. Perp literally. I watch Perp like on Saturdays when we doing it at the horror store. As much as I can't talk about any horror movies, I watch him. You don't like nothing, Perp. He watches everything. He watches everything and doesn't like it.
I can't take you anywhere now, Perp.
Even like Loki is like Smallville was the shit. Yeah, still it's still really good, man. It's still a lot of fun. It was peak CW, so you got the over the tops like kind of stuff with it, and all the love triangles and love stories and stuff. But it was a lot of fun show, man.
Yeah, and Michael Rosenbaum is who I think of when I think of Lex. He's
perfect for Lex.
Exactly. He's to Lex what Kevin Conroy is to Batman, or Robert Downey Jr. is to Iron Man. Like, you just kind of picture it. But I thought he was great as Lex. No one else has really come close for me, with the exception of maybe like Clancy Brown is neck and neck with him as the voice of Lex. But as far as live action Lexes go, he was. I thought Gene Hackman was fine for that interpretation of Lex. Kevin Spacey was basically doing the same thing. Jesse Eisenberg, we don't talk about that. But yeah, Michael Rosenbaum was awesome.
Yeah.
What you see what Loki said?
Which one? Is that?
Purple hated like Anzo.
I know Anzo was in here.
Anzo.
And then,
man, he is a hater though.
And then if Elle was talking about Smallville, she goes, "Nah, I never made it past season 1." LOL. Are you talking about Smallville?
Like Lost. I'm thinking Elle's talking about Lost. I don't think
because you're talking about Lost. Yeah, I don't blame you for. Yeah. Oh yeah.
I put so much money and time and effort into Lost, and just hurt me.
I gave up on season 3. Somewhere in season 3, I'm like, I'm done. This ain't going where I need it to go, and I'm so glad I tapped out. So glad I tapped out.
I kept on going because I thought this is gonna be really intelligent. This is gonna be really smart, and they're like, we're gonna do nothing. So well, fuck you guys.
A bazillion questions and no answers. We got Professor Fan Film. What is up? Good evening. Tom Welling and Michael Rosenbaum have a YouTube channel called Talkville. Yeah, and I know Michael Rosenbaum has his Inside of You, I think it's called, his podcast, which is awesome. It's a really, really fun podcast. And he talks about like getting Tom Welling to like do these like cons and stuff, because like he told Tom Welling, he's like, people want to see you, man. You have fans. And Tom Welling's like, nah, I don't want to do it. He's like, do it, and then now he's, he does all the cons and stuff and goes around, and people like love him for it.
Lose their
like,
mind. Like,
oh yeah, well, because then you get Lex and Clark together, plus I think the girl who played Lois Lane does it a lot. She'll travel with them a lot too.
Yeah, Erica Durance.
And everyone's like, "Where's Lana?"
Yeah, I don't even know where's Lana. That was it. But yeah, Smallville was like awesome. That was like in my high school. I remember.
Yeah,
one of my classmates would like always walk into the class singing the song. He's like, "Somebody save," and you're like, "Something like, my God, man." Hey, where's Chloe? We all know where Chloe's at.
Well, about that.
We all know where she's at.
Oh man, that's terrible.
Yeah.
Put that one on the wall of weird.
Dude. I know Michael Rosenbaum talked about that the years ago when she got busted for that. It was just like what? Yeah.
The documentary for it is like some next level messed up. Hey Zach, what's up, man?
My bad. Yeah.
Lana out here writing books.
Is she? I haven't heard anything from what's her real name?
Kristen Crew.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good call.
Yeah. But,
yeah. She yeah, I remember when she had her leading role as Chun-Li, which was just weird.
Oh God, that was horrible. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
And Tony said Jesse's Lex felt like an angry grad student with a drug problem. It felt like a continuation of his character from the social media movie or whatever it was called.
The Social Network. Yeah.
The Social Network. Yeah.
Yeah, he was Lex Zuckerberg.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah.
Like, yeah, I'm not, I don't mind Jesse Eisenberg,
he's
but
all right.
He's fine. He sticks to what he's, there's been some things that I liked him in, like obviously Zombieland. Vivarium was a pretty weird movie. It was like an hour and a half Black Mirror episode. He was pretty good in that, but yeah, Lex just wasn't it.
I escaped the sex cult. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. I think that's the name of the documentary, isn't it?
Yep, I think it is.
Yeah. Something like that. Yeah. But yeah, that was crazy when I came out. And then Cleve said I always got the picture of Flash moonwalking in the intro of Smallville. Yeah. And that's one thing I like too. Smallville had the whole Justice League at one point, because you had Thad was Aquaman.
Thad was Aquaman, yeah.
Thad was Aquaman. I mean, you had who else? You had the Flash. You had that was kind of cool. Green Arrow.
Yeah. Cyborg.
Yeah. Cyborg. That was a cool version of Cyborg too. I'll give it that.
Yeah. R.I.P. Lee Thompson Young, famous Jet Jackson.
Oh, really?
The famous Jet. No, you didn't know. Oh man, I remember when he died. I lost my shit. The famous Jet Jackson.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, you were depressed? I was like, you were the shit. Like, you were everything I wanted to be when I was little.
Same.
The famous Jet Jackson. Like, dude.
I thought he was
amazing.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Rizzoli and Isles, when he was gone from there, I loved him. He's literally one of my favorites. Like, I'm telling you, I will watch the famous Jet Jackson to this date right now.
I would have loved to have seen what he'd be doing today.
He's a great actor.
Yeah, and he had a consistent career. It's too bad. It's too bad. You just never know what's going on with people.
He died in 2013, so it was a while ago. But he was Friday Night Lights.
I remember exactly when it happened, and I literally it really hurt me. It really, because I mean, I loved him as the famous Jet Jackson. I used to watch it for him and Kayla.
Mhm.
Like all the time. That's why I wanted to make sure I saw it, and I couldn't believe it. I was like, wow. And it reminded me. I think that's the first time I realized you never really know what someone's going through.
Mhm.
You never, and if you could be there to help or be there to talk to someone, you know, it matters. It really, you don't never know if that conversation stops something. And you know, ever since that day, that's what the thing I think about. So even if it, you know, it's sad and everything, but for me, it's always, that's been the biggest learning experience for me as far as dealing with other people.
Yeah.
Mhm.
To me, he was the tip of the top. I was like, dude, I love this dude.
Yeah. Damn, I did not know that he had died. Yeah. Yeah, Hills Have Ice too. Yeah, he was in a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
Facts. So
Dude, and I was so jealous of his waves. I was like, man, he had those 360s. I was like, man. And then we started losing his hair. I was like, yeah, that's what you get. Had that perfect hair all the damn time.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, Sam Witters, whatever. Who did he play? He's in Star Wars. He's like the Star Wars fucking nerd.
He's
Star Killer. He's Darth Maul, voice of Darth Maul. Yeah, and he was Doomsday. That was a weird storyline.
Yeah,
that was a little weird storyline.
That was weird.
You had waves, Zach? Really?
Oh, we need a picture of that, man.
I gotta see that.
Actually, no. I have seen pictures of Zach, and he had short hair, and it was good. He had nice waves. It wasn't no famous Jet Jackson waves, bro. that's Hollywood waves.
that's $1 million. That's
like that's what he's brushing his hair all the time, waves, and then like he gets his hair cut, and the waves just come out even better. just every time, no matter what. So I had some waves too, but it wasn't those. It was popping like that.
Yeah. Who died? It was that Lee Thompson.
Yeah, Lee Thompson Young.
Lee Thompson Young was yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That was. I mean, it's about 10 years right now. I believe.
Yeah.
About 10 years.
August
2013.
2013. So just past it. Wow. Yeah, that's crazy. What do you say? Look, he said, bro got the entire Justice League and Martian Manhunter, Supergirl, and Justice League Society. Yeah. Smallville was, man, it was so good. I think Smallville helped bring in a lot of people, I think, into like comic books.
Yeah, it was it really did. And I think it was kind of like the jumping off spot for the CW Warner Brother or CW DC universe.
Yeah.
It was
because Arrow was what, like a year later?
No.
Yeah, after
right?
Smallville ended.
I thought after Smallville ended, I was like, Smallville was out for a long time on its own.
Smallville ended in May of 2011, and then Arrow was like the fall, I want to say, of 2012, if I'm not mistaken. I may be wrong.
I feel like did Smallville have 10 seasons or something like that?
Smallville ran 10 seasons.
Yeah, 10 seasons.
11.
Yeah, you're right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And then after that, then we had Arrow, and then
12 next year.
The
Flash.
Yep.
Which started super strong.
The Flash for the first 7 seasons was better than Arrow.
Oh yeah, I really liked the Flash. Like I really
first 6 seasons. Sorry, first 6 seasons was better than Arrow.
Yeah, Arrow had like a solid 2, maybe 3 seasons.
Yeah,
that first season was so copy and paste. It was like repeat. I'm like, oh my god, okay, I get it. You're badass with the everyone failed the city. I get it.
It's like Barry Allen was the best part of Arrow.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then he left her like, oh, okay.
I disagree.
I disagree. Really?
Yeah.
I still say Barry Allen is the best part of the Arrow.
Yeah.
And they did this so many times. How many times are we going to see Oliver do the same shit? That's what I was like. Okay, come on, man. This is the same thing.
The love triangle shit got me. I was like, oh. Once they got past that, it was kind of like,
so I really liked the character of Felicity at first, and then after a while, I just couldn't stand her or her constant dry crying.
Well, you say that, but then I mean, Iris is not that much better. Come on,
Iris.
There are times where I just want to throw her off the building, just like, all right, let's just get rid of her.
Yeah, but Candace Patton.
She can look good, but stop talking. You stay in that corner, just stop talking.
I think the "We Are the Flash" line was really what
no. Say no. He's the Flash.
I kind of did the head turn.
Yeah. So you're saying Barry Allen was poorly written and also had a love triangle.
So Barry Allen, first of all, was not poorly written. Matter of fact, he's the best version of Barry Allen that I've ever seen. He might be the best version of Flash I've ever seen. So no.
Yeah. I didn't think he was poorly written. I thought they developed him pretty well. And Grant Gustin just consistently, even in the later seasons,
he's the only thing that was good.
Yeah, he kept it afloat.
It was
but if any character deserves to be CW-ish, I think it is like Barry Allen. Because you're able to like. He's a very good person to the point where it's kind of annoying, almost like Superman, but you can't really do a CW show with like Superman. You could probably do one with Clark, obviously, with Smallville, why that worked out so well. But with like Barry Allen, I think like as the Flash, as Barry Allen, as the fully developed character, that's probably the best character you can go with. Because Arrow was awesome, but Arrow was also very, very dark. Because imagine you're coming off of Smallville. You're coming off of Smallville, and Smallville was very hopeful and very, very good. And it's Clark Kent, so it's like the good guy of all the good guys, And then here comes Arrow just killing everybody. It was like, what the fuck?
This is just the way that I interpreted it with Arrow. So feel free to disagree with me. This is just how I looked at it. It felt like to me at some point Arrow was trying to be Batman.
Oh
yes, always felt that way.
Always trying to be Batman. I take that back. Yeah, the CW Superman is really, really great.
Now,
or not Adventure. What's it called?
Lois and Clark.
Is it Lois and Clark?
No, not Lois and Clark. What's it called? Oh my god.
It's I forgot what the actual name of it. But yeah, I take it back. Yeah, because that one is really, really, really good, and they're doing a really good job with it. So the only thing that always was Superman and Lois. There you go.
Superman and Lois. That's Superman and Lois. Oh my god.
Because I was always worried. I was like, because with Smallville, I was like, you're always gonna keep the powers tamed because he was never fully developed as Superman yet. And I'm like, oh, that's how they're able to get away with it. And that was the one thing I was always worried about. But then Superman and Lois came out, and he's fucking fighting Doomsday and shit, and it's good,
and it looks good, and the storyline makes sense, and every extra character you put in makes sense to have him there.
Yeah,
and having Lois and Lana in there, like I liked all this stuff, man.
Yeah. So CW needs to have those kind of characters like that, like Barry or like a Clark, and it works. But with like you say, you can't make a CW show with like Batman. It doesn't quite work out because he's not warm and fuzzy. That's what they did with Arrow, and it kind of worked out. But then they had to throw in the love triangles, and then they had to throw
they had to keep
all the other stuff.
New characters and new superheroes. They always had to have a new superhero because Oliver was an asshole.
Yeah, Arrow murdered the Flashpoint Batman.
Oliver was a butthead.
Yeah. The crossovers were awesome. The big
oh man, they did so many of them there. Crisis of Infinite Earths and the Flashpoint one and all those things. I just enjoy just watching these huge crossovers with that one, Black Lightning, which I love. Black Lightning, boy,
I loved Black Lightning too. Really liked that one.
Yeah. She said IRL and in show.
Oh my god.
Because what's Stephen Amell?
Yeah.
I heard he's a cool guy, but I mean I don't know too much.
As long as you don't kill nobody.
Yeah, right. Well, I know he's killing it over on Heels. what was that, Showtime or something like that? And I heard that's a really good show.
The wrestling show with
Mhm.
Alexander Ludwig, I think is the dude's name. Just friggin'
Is it?
tank of a dude. Just get
I
him to
only
play Eddie Brock in the MCU.
Oh, geez, that'd be awesome. Black Lightning was
Black Lightning was
underused.
Yeah.
They didn't
Very,
market it
very-
right. I think
No,
They really
Black
didn't.
Lightning was so good. Honestly, the first
Really good
2
show.
seasons of Black Lightning were great. Season 3, not so much. But
Heels got canceled today. Really?
Crazy timing to be talking about it, huh?
That is funny.
they're like, hey, the writers are back. Let's cancel this one real quick.
Stars. That's what it was. I heard it was doing good. Yeah, Heels. Yeah, canceled at Stars. Damn. And a bunch of other ones. 3 series altogether. Because I know people were really, really liking it. So, damn. Never mind. So, he's out of another job. He was Casey Jones, and that got done. Heels got canceled. Damn.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, this was not his fault, but that version of Casey Jones was just. Ugh.
Yeah. It was not good. So I know I missed one. There you go, Brandon Davis. Again, have y'all watched Coupling?
I have not.
I don't even know what it is. Let me look it up real quick. Was it a show?
I think it was.
Yeah, it's a TV show. 2000.
I have not seen this.
I don't think I have.
But I know I love Gina Bellman. I love her. I love her from what's the name of that show? Leverage. From Leverage.
Tina Torres.
Huh?
Right? No, I'm thinking of a different show.
So Leverage is with Aldous Hodge and Gina Bellman was there. And
okay, yeah, I'm thinking of I was thinking of some other show with Gina Torres from Firefly. So I have my wires crossed. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's the first thing I saw Aldous Hodge was with her.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, because it's a BBC show.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't think I've seen this one. So 2000 though. So it's on Roku if you want to watch it now. So check that one out.
I might check it out. It's me. I like British stuff, so yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I hear every British guy, I think he should be the evil villain somehow.
That's just how it goes. It said not having Black Lightning connect right away. I messed it up.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But it was so good on its own, but people weren't going to follow it. So no one really knew who Jefferson Pierce is. And Jefferson Pierce is an excellent character.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Unbelievably character. I love him. Being all the things he's all things good. And even when he made bad decisions, he still was a good father. He still was a good teacher. He still was all these other good things. Jefferson Pierce is awesome.
Mm-hmm. Did they ever in the comic books like have Static and him like do anything together?
I do not believe I've ever seen Static.
They're very similar when it comes to like power. The power, both of their powers.
Like their power set, yeah.
They're very, very similar.
And then him being older and him being younger, you would assume a very, mentor, kind of thing right away. But
all my comics for Black Lightning are right over there, so I have to look at it.
Nice.
I have to get definitely.
In Young Justice, he mentored him.
Okay.
Oh, in the TV show, because I'm trying to think of the comic book. I can't remember Black Lightning.
Yeah, it might be in a few because I didn't watch the last maybe 2 seasons of Young Justice. I just didn't get around to finishing it up.
Mm-hmm.
They brought it back. Well, talking about Rebooted, it came back on HBO Max, and it was good. Really good. I mean, the first show was really good. So, but I since it was on Max, I stopped kind of making time for it, which really sucks. Because I love that show. Young Justice was awesome.
Yeah. Young Justice was really good.
Yeah. Black Lightning is dope. That's what he said.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He said they had an American version of Coupling, but it was too raunchy for NBC, so it only lasted a few episodes. Damn. Yeah, some of the British ones kind of make it, or If they don't make it right away, then that's it. They're not gonna make it.
Yeah.
They need to make him Virgil uncle in live action. I don't know. That'd be interesting. But like an unknown, like he doesn't know he's that character.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
I think that'd be kind of cool. And then because then you can like kind of play that up like, oh, you know, like eventually they find out that, you know, they're uncle and nephew. That'd be kind of cool. Yeah. WB brought back Young Justice. I need a was that Avengers EMH season 3?
Earth's Mightiest Hero. Great show.
Oh yeah. Oh my god.
Mhm.
I haven't thought about that show in a while.
That was a really good show.
Awesome. Yeah.
That one was really good.
Yeah.
And plus, whoever voiced Tony Stark on that, like, did a spot on impersonation of Robert Downey Jr.
I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it was the guy from Heroes. It was the guy
it?
that was
Wait.
able, it was the guy that was able to fly around.
You're thinking of Avengers Assemble. It was a following cartoon.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
Because I know he voiced Tony in one of the cartoons.
Yeah.
Okay, so it was Avengers Assemble, which is also another good one. There's
another pretty good one from what I remember. But
Yeah.
Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes was just freaking great.
Yeah. Tony said Steve Harvey aesthetic shot.
What? You gonna have his suits on too? You gonna have a suit on?
I was like, well, maybe what if he's like the Black Lightning?
No.
Yeah, Steve Harvey's Black Lightning.
Steve Harvey. Oh my god.
Stupid. Yeah.
Dude, I thought that was perfect casting too. Oh my gosh.
Which one?
Williams. I love Chris Williams as Black Lightning.
Yeah.
Oh, just his stature. He walks in. He commands the presence. I mean, I loved him. I was like, man, this is perfect. You know what I hated? I hated Lynn, his wife.
Oh, the
I
wife.
I hated her so much. She was the worst wife ever. Oh my god. Like, dude. Oh, we shouldn't be together. Whatever. Get out of my face, lady.
So Putin's cat said it was Adrian Pastar.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Conan O'Brien's Green Lantern.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. Yeah. It was a mistake to kill Nathan Patelli.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah. Oh, but oh yeah. Okay. Oh yeah. Yeah. Those animated shows on what was that Disney XD or whatever it was at the time were great. That Spider-Man one was really good. They had a couple Spider-Man ones that were really, really good.
I liked even though it wasn't technically Disney, I really liked Spectacular Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Ultimate Spider-Man, I wasn't too big a fan of. I really liked the animation on it, but overall, I thought the show was okay. And then they just did one that was just called Spider-Man or Marvel Spider-Man.
It's so funny. I was looking through all my comics. You're saying all that. I realized I have like 18 different variants of Spider-Man comics.
Mhm.
Like, there's so many effing variants. Like, just of Spider-Man. It's just there's no one thing, and it drives me nuts. And that's why I always thought that you probably should change the name
with Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Because
it's so many different comic books. Like, so many.
Yeah. I mean, part of me kind of wants Miles to become his own thing.
Especially he has different powers.
Mm-hmm.
Some of his powers are a little cooler. Let's be honest.
It is.
He's
way cooler.
Yeah. Like the first when they first introduce him in the comic books, and he like accidentally or not accidentally, he like kills his uncle and finds out his uncle and then goes through this fucking like trauma of like what did I just do, But then like he's trying to figure it out, but then Captain America's like hunting him down, but then also Aunt May finds out, and was it Mary Jane, I think, was in the Ultimate, or was it Gwen Stacy? One of them. Whoever his love interest was in the Ultimate Universe, and they like approve. No, it was Mary Jane. They approve of Miles. They give like Aunt May gives him the web shooters. They're like, oh hey, continue on. But then meanwhile, Captain America is like, no, you're too young. Hey, what's up?
What's up, Dre Mac?
What's going
Cool.
on?
I'm glad you came in. You know?
Yeah. But,
So yeah,
but
Spider-Man, it's Amazing Friends with the intro to Marvel Universe. Really? Dude, but that's my point though. We have Amazing Spider-Man, Ultimate Spider-Man. I mean, I can go on and Enter the Spider-Verse and Spider-Boy and there's so many freaking Spider-Man. Like, and
all those are just different titles of Peter Parker, but those are also Peter.
Not all of them, because not all of them amazing.
Isn't like Amazing Spider-Man, Spectacular Spider-Man?
Ultimate Spider-Man.
Ultimate Spider-Man started off as Peter Parker and then became Miles after Peter died in the Ultimate Universe.
There's some of which one is the one?
But even like you Spider Woman, Spider whatever her name is, she gets her own. You know, like everyone gets their own, and the really annoying thing is like, because you get a lot of like racist people on YouTube, you can easily find them, and they're like, "Oh, Miles is not Spider-Man." Like, I get what you're saying. It's just you're saying it.
No, they're saying it for a reason. You're saying it for a reason to downplay somebody, even though he's a better character. He has more powers. His storyline is better. Yeah, and it's hard because Peter Parker was made so early. Like they didn't have time to actually give him some better storylines, and Miles Morales is more, he's more well-rounded. He has, better storyline. His family is cool. Everything about him is very cool. And it's hard when you're trying to go against someone who's been around for 80 years and has the same storyline that we just had 8,000 comic books about the same thing over and over again.
Forever.
Come on, man. I mean, it's if you really want to compare tit for tat, Miles Morales is better.
He's more fun. He's more fun. I think, especially with because like the uncle thing is way better. I think because Peter had his uncle thing. It was cool. It gave him his purpose. But the uncle problem that Miles had, I think, took it to a whole nother level of like, oh shit, like I'm the good guy, you're the bad guy, but I love you. Like that alone is such a better story,
Yeah,
but
I think with as much as I like the character of Peter Parker, Spider-Man obviously is my favorite superhero, but it's just there's a little too and this might sound kind of weird since Peter's been around a lot longer, but the kind of repetition of Peter constantly getting shit on by life does get kind of, I get kind of bored with it at times.
It's almost like you know exactly what the storyline is going to be. It's like, what's the point? I know exactly what's happening. So why are you gonna do the same shit over and over again and tell me it's new?
Yeah,
it's the same shit with sparkles on it now, bro. Come on, I know what this is.
Yeah,
but I mean something else.
I think, and I know Chill kind of argues that, but he argues it for the right, like you said, the right reason of why Miles should be his own thing, and why he's like, not what does he say? He's not a real character that we can get behind. Like in his case, he always says like
doesn't want
to.
Kind of thing. He doesn't like characters like he thinks. We're talking about
taking a spot. Taking a spot for an actual like legacy, not legacy, but original black character. But I'm like, but Miles is so awesome. It just sucks. So cool. He's tied to Spider-Man so tightly. And he just needs it eventually, and I think it's going to happen eventually. He is going to become his own character, while still carrying on the Spider-Man legacy,
Agreed.
But yeah.
So Dre said,
that's awesome.
Yeah, when your uncle's a villain and not just a tombstone, you got a point. It is that way.
Yeah.
So, we got always Doug Miles. So Peter's always my top favorite. Miguel's number 2.
Miguel's awesome.
I think when Peter Parker wins it because he's been it for such a long time. He is. When you think of Spider-Man, he's who you think of Spider-Man.
Yeah.
But as far as who's a better character, I'll take Miles Morales over all of them. And I love Miguel too, O'Hara. Like I think that he's cool too, but he's also an asshole.
Oh, he's a dickhead.
He's a dickhead. Like so it's hard.
But I think why Miles is a better character is because Peter was so old at this point. When was he made? In the fucking 50s, 60s?
Yeah.
What year was it? It was 60s, right? So his storyline, like kind of what Brandon said,
Came
you've
and died,
gone through
basically.
it. Well, you've been through it so many times, so many iterations of it, and so many times you could tell that same story, you know. And that's why I like when what they did with Miles was like, all right, we're gonna retell the story, but in new shoes with new feelings and everything like that, and kind of still go the same beats,
but keep
but
it bringing it to the
different.
21st century too, and we're going to add some color to it. So it's just, you know, things like that is always cool.
Yeah. So I do hope that they do that, because then that argument that a lot of these other unfriendly channels, you know, make, you know, because I'm like, I get the argument, I 100% get it, and I agree. I just, like you said, it's the wrong reason why they're saying that, you know. And it's like, because you know, and I'm like, ugh. So it's when you hate to agree with people that you don't like.
Yeah.
You're like,
so I don't want to, because of different reasoning, I'm not going to agree with you. That's just what it is.
Yeah.
Mary Jane belongs to Queens. Peter's just borrowing her. I like that. I like that. I like that on different layers, man. I like that, Tony. On different layers. Part of why Miles Morales' story works so well is his time in the comics is far more recent and digestible by the modern audience. You can watch the movie, you can read any of his comics and just get it. Exactly my point, though. Like, right, you know, it's a newer version. It's more realistic. It's more
updated.
Yeah, exactly. And it's something we can see in today's world, and it's not just, you know, the same old story, as we said multiple times, whitewashed over and over again.
Yeah. Where, like, I think Peter is more very cut and dry. Like, this is the good, this is the bad. He did a bad thing, so, or, you know, so bad things happen and stuff like that. But where Miles is, there's a lot of, you know, gray area, you know, specifically with his uncle, you know. So
even Miles in himself and his dad and his dad, and that relationship. Miguel's a douche like Kane Parker and Scarlet Spider. Yeah,
Scarlet Spider.
All right, Miguel.
Right. I hear you. I hear you, Brandon. I hear you.
Yeah.
We're gonna get into it.
Right, we hear you. We'll get give us 2 more minutes and let's fit.
I think that's about it, because then we could talk about that, and then we could talk about the strike a little bit towards the end, because I know, like, Andy Bush brought it up, and then and then Preston gave us a new keep watch burn, so we'll do that after, you know, after the Continental.
Let's do the Continental, keep watch burn, and then we'll talk about the strike to end up the show.
Yeah, that sounds about good. And I didn't see any trailers, unless you guys want to watch Upload Season 3 trailer.
I didn't even know there was a trailer. That's cool.
You had me at Upload.
And Dream Scenario. It's an A24 with
Nicolas Cage. Basically looks like Nicolas Cage's answer to being John Malkovich.
Yeah. That's the perfect. That's so good.
Wow. Cool. Brandon, you deserve a golden star. I wish I had a golden star to, like, give every day. Like, hey, you deserve a golden star today. You're like,
that is really good. So we can watch either one of those a little bit later.
Let's just do this Continental real quick and knock this out, because it's only episode 1.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's an hour and a half. Very, very fucking long hour and a half. Jesus Christ. All right, let's get this Continental going. All right, welcome to Spoiler Kings. My name is Shane Cranway, Brian the Grizzly, and we are going to talk about the first episode of the John Wick spin-off show, The Continental. So it's only a 3-part miniseries. We only got part 1 so far. It's set in the 70s, I believe, and it kind of revolves around Winston.
Yes.
You know, so we're getting his kind of origin story, more or less. It was an hour and a half long episode. So I'm assuming the other 2 are going to be another hour and a half ish.
Dude, it skipped around a lot. It was a lot of shit going on. I was like, what the hell is happening?
Yeah. So we'll save the actual rating once the whole story is done in a couple weeks. But we're gonna get into some of the good stuff, some of the bad stuff, and then see where we think it might go in season or episode 2 and 3. So I don't know. With that being said, Brandon, any good stuff that you liked about this show so far?
One thing that you can expect from the John Wick franchise is it always delivers on action. I wasn't disappointed there. with a lot of the gunplay fight scenes. So I thought, when they announced this show, I was never worried that they'd fail to deliver in that regard. And they definitely did deliver. I really like the visual flair of it. It's very much its own animal in that regard. I like the 70s vibe that they go for in terms of like the costuming, the look, stuff like that. So I really like what they did there. I thought the acting was decent enough. It's got a lot of potential and a lot of ways that it can go. So I'm just ready to watch more of it. I'll probably stick it out through the entirety of the season. But so far it was a decent start, I thought.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. What about you, Brian?
It was fine. There was a lot of sex, a lot of violence. I mean, I'm all for sex, but like, I want it to kind of make sense sometimes. So they're just showing stuff, like just to show it. Like it didn't have a point to it sometimes. And some of the violence was happening. It was so much violence at the beginning. I didn't know what the fuck was happening. I was just, I didn't. You gotta explain to me. Give me an idea of what the hell is happening first. Like I'm gonna kill this guy, kill this guy, kill this guy. I was like, cool, but why am I voting for rooting for this guy? I don't understand. And then the main person that they gave us at the beginning is no longer there at the end of the episode. I was like, then what's the whole fucking point of this episode? Just to get Winston here? Like there's just a lot of little things, but it's a fine start.
Yeah,
it's a fine start. I just want to have point.
Yeah, you can't be sexing just to be sexing.
Yeah.
I mean,
if you want to do what was it, Red Shoe Diaries, whatever from Showtime, I guess that's fine. But I'm just saying, like, all right, this is the Continental. At least be in the room. Like, it's not even about the hotel. Like, I don't understand what.
Yeah, we're barely in it. But it said it was one sexy. Right? That's what I thought. Right? It was just one. The one scene with the cops.
No, there was the one at the beginning too.
With Winston.
Oh yeah,
about to get with the other person's wife, whatever, and then they come out of nowhere. Right.
Gotta kidnap them.
Yeah,
that's right. There was that one too.
Yeah.
I'll try to keep it good. I thought the action was pretty good with it so far. Which is what I expect. I expect like anything attached to John Wick, the action better be like the best action. Like it better be really, really good. It was good. I don't know if it was John Wick level good.
For a TV show.
For TV shows, all right. I mean, but it's also like it's an hour and a half. It's a mini movie at this point. You know what I mean? Like I thought it looked good. I thought it looked good, putting it in because keeping the hotel where it was at, but then surrounding it with like all the dated stuff I thought was kind of cool. So it's like it makes you really realize like the hotel is like a thing that is supposed to be out of time because it's so bigger than everything else around it. So it's like no matter what era we're in, the Continental is still going to be the Continental. I appreciated that part of it. What's his name? Mel Gibson. What the
Mel Gibson is oh my god. He's so Mel Gibson.
He's so Mel Gibson. Mel better stay clear of those sex scenes. Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah.
The Continental was nice. It was his office looked cool. It reminded me the scene where, because I'm not sure how I feel about Mel Gibson yet, his character, because he's technically the
manager.
The manager. There you go. I can't remember that. So he's the Winston before Winston, which is kind of cool. But he's very different. And there's a part where he's like, "Oh, kill him," and he's like, "Oh, I can't because we're on grounds.
We're on Continental grounds." Yeah.
Yeah. So he like opens up the door and he's like gives him the
like the ultimatum.
Options, and then
I either
they jump
kill
out the
all your
window,
family and all of them, or you jump out the window yourself. You choose.
which is crazy because like that's one thing I did like because like we understand that Winston is going to become in charge at some point, but seeing somebody before him and how different he was, where Winston I felt was very understanding and caring for the people in his hotel, where Mel Gibson is like, you messed up, go kill yourself, or I'm gonna kick you out and kill everybody. So it was like, damn, he's very more evil and gangster when it came to that. I did appreciate that with it. Even that scene kind of pulled me in a little bit, more than almost any other scene. Yeah. So yeah, until he kills them. Till Winston fake kills him. He knew he wasn't gonna kill John Wick. He's just gonna have him fall off the 10th story of a building
and have him picked up by somebody.
Yeah. I was pissed. They killed the dude though.
I was like, dude, how you gonna kill his brother? I mean, it's so fast. Like he's the main thing that we understood about this episode.
Yeah.
And I just don't like the flow that works. Like you introduce this guy. If it's only 3 episodes, why are you doing that? Like there's no reason for him to die right then. There was no reason at all, and they just made that happen. I didn't enjoy that much.
Yeah, it the ending wasn't built up to where, because they did do the part where I need the guns, a lot of guns. Was worth the 1.5 hours. It was cool, but the problem is like it didn't earn that because I'm like, cool, now we're gonna get a badass Winston, but the whole time Winston's like, I don't give a shit. And shit.
And so one of the things with when Keanu Reeves said, I need guns, lots of guns, I always looked at that as a callback to the Matrix.
It was the Matrix. That's the whole reason.
Exactly.
So he earned that.
Yeah, for someone other than him to be saying that didn't quite land for me.
Yeah. I never saw Winston as a fighter like that. Because he was always the smarter person. Whenever like Winston that we got in the John Wick movies, I always felt he was better than everyone else because he was 5-10 steps ahead because he was that much more smarter and elegant with
you have to
things.
get there. You have to get there. And I think that's one thing he could enjoy John because he sees himself in John.
Possibly.
So that didn't bother me as much as let's get to some of the bads. And
Brandon, what didn't you like about the Continental?
Well, the action, like I said, I was commending the action, but that is a little bit of a double-edged sword because I kind of was hoping that some of the shootout scenes would kind of have their own voice and kind of not feel as similar to they did in John Wick. And the first shootout scene in the stairwell was 100% John Wick. There were a couple scenes that felt like a little different, but not as different. So I think they need to kind of find their own voice, if they're going to do this John Wick expanded universe that we're getting with the Continental and whenever Ballerina comes out. I think it's important, for them to have their own feel in that regard. I think that it went a little overboard in reminding us that this was set in the 70s, especially with the soundtrack. It's kind of like we don't need a pop song every scene transition.
Oh my god!
Because I was getting Suicide Squad flashbacks in that regard. The first one, not the second one. I agree with what Brian said. It was very much unfocused and kind of all over the place in terms of who and what it's the main focus should be, or is supposed to be. So those were kind of my hang-ups with it. So I think it needs a little more focus, and it needs the fight scenes, the action sequences kind of need their own voice. And we don't need to be reminded by the soundtrack that this takes place in the 70s. We already know.
Yeah. It reminded me of Captain Marvel. Like, it's 90s movie, so we're gonna throw in every single 90s song that you remember, even though it didn't fit at all the times. And that's the vibes I got. It was like every transition was like great song, but why?
But why am I watching it?
Why, and I feel like that's a James Gunn thing. Everyone tries to be like James Gunn, like, oh, James Gunn puts cool songs. But I was like, but the songs mean stuff.
The songs the songs have a narrative purpose.
Yeah, and that's I felt was very just like shoehorned in. So yeah, with the song. But what you got, Brian? What didn't you like about it?
I told you I don't like the focus of we spend all this time in an episode to find this character, right? And then do all this fighting to lose the character at the end of the episode. I feel like it was just too soon to do that in a 3-episode thing. Like I didn't like what they were doing there. Sharon, I could live with it or not live with it, but it was a little bit too soon for me right now. But if you're going to have him there, I want him closer to Winston, not just connected to the hotel.
Yeah.
That's something I felt like there was a connection between them two more than there was a connection with the Continental and Winston and Sharon, and that's something I didn't necessarily like that right there. There's a lot of other characters that you're bringing in and then taking out for no reason, and it was very fast, and you spent time kind of establishing this character, and then I don't see him again for the rest of this episode.
Yeah.
It's just, and I don't want you guys to think that I didn't like this episode thing, because I actually did. I probably liked it more than Tang did. I did like this episode. It's just I don't think they did it right, and to be in the first spinoff, I think you need to really hit this. Hit the right things, right, the right tone. The right time, and I think a lot of this stuff was just kind of thrown in, shoehorned in, and felt shoehorned in, and I didn't necessarily enjoy that part of it. But I think it's still a dope concept. I don't necessarily like every character, but I guess I have to live with it. But those are my most bads right now.
Bad ones.
Yeah.
And have respect for the damn car. Come on, man. Uncle Charlie gave you the damn car. Have some respect.
Yeah, that like none of it made sense, because like didn't he wind up selling them out at the end of the episode, which was like that's why like everything felt so like weird. Like do the cops know that it's the Continental and the importance of the building? Because the guy did, but she didn't.
Katie didn't care because she's just a stupid person thinking that you can do whatever the hell you want.
Yeah,
and
so.
She should have been killed immediately. That's what I thought that would have been cool. But
so but even like Brandon said, like Winston isn't a fighter at all, and I agree. And I think that's why they're messing up the way it ended. I was like, so you're gonna turn him into a fighter, when I thought the way they were gonna go was his brother Frankie was gonna be the fighter. And then
Winston's going to be the one thinker,
the brain, the thinker, and then at the end you kill Frankie again. Then that's a good way to mimic John Wick, where you have the thinker Winston making all these plans or implanting these ideas in John Wick to the very end, to where John Wick dies, and Winston's still the smartest man kind of in the room, So that's what I thought they were gonna do, but they're not. Once they killed Frankie, I was like, what? It was like that made no sense. I was like, at the very least, I killed a wife. It was like she doesn't seem that important, So it was like,
or have her jump in between the bullet, and then that enrages Frankie. So now we get a great episode 2.
Yeah, because why is Winston even gonna care about this woman that he barely met? Is because like she's married to your brother who you haven't talked to in decades? The whole idea behind everything was like, it felt like you said, like force, like it was, everything was shoehorned in. Is like, and I was just like, what are we supposed to care about? What am I supposed to worry about here? Because like, is he a good guy or is he a bad guy? The whole beginning was like great action, and then once it was over, I'm like lost. I'm like, wait, what's going on? You know, and then I had to check to see if I didn't miss something. I'm like, because like, did I hit, you know, like fast forward on my phone or something? You know, because I was watching it on my phone on Peacock. It was very weird and fast and confusing, you know, and I think it's trying to be smarter than what it needs to be. And John Wick was never a smart movie. It's a fun movie with a very, very, very simple premise, you know, like
But I think
revenge.
Winston can still go ahead and be
Be smart.
But
It
you don't
should be
have
smart.
to. Yeah, but you don't have to like hammer it home. Don't hit me over the
No.
head with it. Like, you know, we understand what's going on. We understand what they're trying to do. But just make a smart show. If you're gonna
You
do
need
something,
some
introduce these
smart.
things, make
You know.
make a smart show. Like, say, let me a character you spent this entire hour and a half developing. Don't kill that character off right there. Come on, Frankie. Frankie's right there. Why is he getting killed off right then? I didn't understand. There are so many other options of people that could have been killed right there that can enrage Frankie to give us another episode. And Frankie could die, but not in the first show or first episode.
Because I think they should have been used together, Frankie and Winston together, and at the end kill Frankie, and then that would kind of lead in why, you know, Winston likes John Wick. Maybe he sees his brother, you know, in John, you know, because right now, like you said, now it's going to be after like he sees himself, which I never got that from the movie.
Of vibe from him,
you know, but if he saw his brother, who was like, you know, which makes sense. I was like, they already set him up to be like this like super hyper violent guy when he was in the dojo basement. And he was like, "Oh yeah, Frankie, he can grab a weapon and just be a master at it." I'm like, "Oh shit, like John Wick." You know. So I was like, they're gonna set it up where Winston and Frankie, and then something happens, and then then John Wick comes in. He's like, "You're my new brother. You know, my little brother. I'm gonna take care of, or older brother, whatever it was."
Honestly, I thought that was something like that would happen, and then Sharon would be the one that saves, Frankie, and then Frankie dies anyway, and then that brings Winston and Sharon closer together. And something like that, to that type of thing, but
but I didn't mind the Sharon being connected to the hotel right now, because there's things that like Mel Gibson's character said. I don't even know his character's name, but there's things his character said where even Sharon was looking at him like
Cormac O'Connor or something like that.
Yeah, oh yeah, Cormac, yeah. But yeah, Sharon would like kind of like look at him like, wait, what do you want me to do? You know. So I think there's that already wedge between Sharon and Cormac. So once Winston comes in and Winston is respectful, to him and treats him like,
true to the rules. It's true to the rules.
Actually true to the rules, and doesn't find those loopholes and stuff like that. Because I think Sharon is kind of the same person, whereas like these are the rules and we play by the rules and blah blah blah. So I can see their relationship coming together and really clicking, and I hope it does, because if they ruin how Sharon and Winston become close, the whole show might be dead.
Because you ruined
that's the whole point. That's the whole point. Is like it needs to set up him being the manager and Sharon like not only being his right hand man, but almost his best friend.
Exactly.
So it needs to end that way.
They are together in all of this.
Yeah. So Winston isn't a fighter, but they're turning him into one. So I was like, we said it was a lot going on, but 3 episodes you have to introduce people and get the story going and tie things together, which I agree. I'm gonna stick it through 100% because it's not to the point where I'm like, this show's stupid, but it's a little bit of a rough start, but they could turn it around for me at least.
It was good. It was fine. It was just like, to me, having a Continental, you can have made this and say, hey.
Was it okay? See, even that, like a lot of the details, I don't know if it felt confusing for me,
because it all happened in like 8 minutes.
Everything was really quick.
We had an hour and a half of stuff, and there's a lot of time where nothing was happening, and then within that last 8 minutes, everything happened.
Yeah, because he said it was his boy that sold him out. Yeah. Yeah. So that's why I'm like, wait, who sold him out? Because when they all start surrounding the car, and they're like, oh, he sold us out. I'm like, wait, who did? So it was like, I don't know. But if this were the 80s, supposed to be the 70s, John Wick have an animated series aimed at children where if like Santa Claus used to be an assassin, turned out
And I would watch every episode.
And then didn't we ever see that
with what was it?
What was with Hopper?
Violent
Night? Yeah, exactly. We already saw that.
Yeah, you can easily tie that in. But yeah, he said the black folks are going to play a more pivotal role.
No, that's going to be important. I think they were introduced for that. I do agree.
100%. Yeah, and I'm kind of curious, because like when he said dojo, I was like, okay, and then I'm like, oh, it's an actual dojo. I'm like, okay, like
that makes sense for black people in the 70s. That makes sense.
Yeah, well, yeah. That and then it also makes sense in like the John Wick thing with like everyone being like a badass, so you got to have like that martial artist kind of thing like that. So yeah, that's I'm kind of curious about that. Real quick, Loki said, I'm looking forward to a really strong first episode and the brother sister duo really enjoy.
Lou and Miles is who he's talking about.
Which one?
Lou and Miles.
Oh yeah. That's right. They are brother and sister. Yeah. But I want the twins. There were.
Oh my god!
And that felt the most shoehorned in because I think the John Wick franchise always had like silly characters, and then they did this like right in the first episode. And one to me it proved like Mel Gibson Chromac like doesn't care about the people because he's like, oh, what are the weirdos? Like he was calling them names and shit. So it was like Winston as a manager would never do that, so right off, more respectful. And then the twins, like they're in the scene and he just turns and you just hear the leather creak and then he comes back and it's funny, but it's kind of stupid.
No, but it was weird because Mel Gibson, hey, go get the weirdos. He was like,
yeah,
which ones?
Oh, exactly.
There are weirdos.
Yeah, but that's like such a John Wick thing.
It should be a secret society of people. I think there will be respect for all of them still.
Yeah.
But is that only because of Winston and Mel Gibson doesn't respect anybody? So that why that's not happening?
Mm-hmm.
Is it just who he is? So I don't know. I know that I'm going to watch the next episode and one after that. So
yeah, I'm gonna watch it because I do like John Wick, and I think they could end it on they could land the show properly. But it was a very rough first episode, and I'm not the only one that thinks that this thing is getting dragged all over the internet. People are not liking this so far. I
haven't even really looked at too many reviews.
Yeah, they're a lot of people are saying it's boring, which that might be a little too much. I don't know if it was boring.
There's some dull times.
There is. But yeah, people are dragging it, and I'm not at that level. I don't think it's trash. I don't think it's garbage. It's just like a rough start for me, and I think the next episode could be really interesting, and then obviously the third one has to be great.
Yeah, I'd like to give it a fair shot, at least 1 or 2 more episodes before I.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, I need to see all 3 of these episodes because if you're a John Wick fan, if you've seen the 4 John Wick movies, you're going to want to give this opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
Am I worried? I'm not really worried right now. I'm just more. There's things I just don't think you do in movies or in a TV show because this is like really a 3-part movie. There's things you don't do.
Mm-hmm.
You're not following the right formula, and that is like okay, I don't like those type of things. But I mean, it could work out. Everything should work out. I would say Dre Mac asks, "Is this a recommended show?" I will wait till episode 3 to ask me that. Let me watch it for you. I'll take all the bullets for you, and then we'll let you know. Because if I was grading this episode, I'll give it a C. It was okay.
Yeah, I'm right there with you.
I'm about there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But it needs to progress. Like the next episode should be B- at least.
If you give me a B episode and then you end at an A, then this becomes an A series. So like right now, it's it's okay.
Yeah, I don't mind the rough start just because what Brandon said earlier. It's like you have to introduce people, you have to get the ball rolling. I get it. That's why I don't hate it. But it was just a lot happening at once, and then a lot of stuff not happening, throughout the show too. So you're just kind of like the ups and downs were too up and too down. You know what I mean? Like you're too slow, and it was too much at once, and it needed to be spread out a little bit better. But at the end of it's gonna be 4.5 hours. Holy shit! Like I guess you can binge it. That's like a season, right?
Yeah, that happens.
Yeah, so it's not that big of a deal. I do agree with Brandon Davis when this comes up. That detective is fun.
She almost looks like Jenna Ortega to me. She looks like an older Jenna Ortega to me.
Kind of. There's not a big was a Michelle Prada.
Yeah.
There's not anybody who's a really big actor in this.
I was thinking the same thing.
Besides Mel Gibson, it's a good thing or a bad thing. Besides Mel Gibson, yeah, besides Mel Gibson. But I mean, I think that works for the show because then no one really takes away anything. Because obviously, when Mel Gibson's out there, you kind of watch, because he has a weird accent, like a Jersey accent almost. I think, but yeah. Yeah, I don't know. He's not bad, but it was weird. It was weird. Very weird. Yeah.
So, Brandon said, "Let's be honest. It has more story than John Wick, because John Wick doesn't need it.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't need it. It knew what it was and gave you exactly what you wanted.
Yeah, an action movie doesn't need to have a great story,
unbelievable storyline, and
simple. But I mean, if you're gonna have anything in the John Wick universe be smart, then it should be a story about Winston, who is a very smart person. So that's why I'm kind of curious to see what he does, because I can see him using people as like chess pieces, because that's what he does. That's what he did in the movies. So, but yeah. And then Loki said those twins look goofy, but John Wick universe has odd characters. I'm not really feeling Mel Gibson villain yet, and the Winston character, only problem he don't got that Ian McShane swag. That is true.
That's very true. He doesn't have much swag at all. He has nothing. Like his brother Frankie was better.
Yeah.
I understood Frankie. He was cool. He did all this stuff. He was killing everybody. I was like, man, I'm liking Frankie. And it's just like he was just okay. Trying to stay out of it.
That's what it was. Somebody trying to be a young version of Ian McShane, and it wasn't quite fitting. You know what I mean?
Without that character to it, that thing about him.
Like you said, that's the swag.
Yeah.
Yep. And then also Kevin Davis said, NBC Universal putting everything on Peacock. People still are not subscribing. That is true. Well, then, I mean, if this had better ratings, I think more people would be subscribing, but it's not. Yeah. Should be the new villain if they do a new John Wick. That'd be awesome. But they're always gonna keep it.
Michael Jai White would be awesome, but the problem is, I think he would kick his ass.
Actually, kill Keanu Reeves. I didn't mean to break your back.
Yeah, you need Common, because Common's not really a fight; he's more of a lover. you need Michael Jai White. He's just gonna kick him through a bus.
Yeah,
just like and in the scene.
Yeah. And what it said, Loki said, true, more time to tell a story in TV format than movie, especially when the episode almost the length of a movie. Yeah,
exactly.
I mean, you can tell like a trilogy. I mean, in what this show is a trilogy of how Winston became in charge, which I'm all for, because I do like that character. But it was a rough start, but I'm still interested.
What do you think you're going to get in episode 2?
Which I'll Brandon go first.
I think exactly what the end of this one promised. Winston going on a revenge mission.
More guns.
I feel like it spelled that out pretty clearly.
I hope you're wrong, and I hope it has Winston going to like the Bowery or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, bring another element from John Wick in there, so he has or to the Russians or something like that.
to like a family, bringing one of the families,
bring one of the families in and start
cool.
seeing it. And then at the end of this episode, we can see him going back to the family and them having a baby that's been brought in over here, being that's going to be carried. And they can say, "I'm going to name him John" or something like that. Tie it all up with a nice little ribbon.
Yeah, that'd be funny. Yeah,
well,
but
so what about you think?
Yeah, like Brandon said, I think at least the start of the next episode is going to be another huge fight scene, and I hope not. Like the same thing what Brandon said. I have the same issue with like the fight scene should be its own thing. John Wick had its own fight scene because it was John Wick and it was Keanu. This is not about that character, and it's about a different character who has his own style. And not having that swag and him being more of a fighter, I'm not quite digging it. So I'm hoping he does something like what you said, Brian, like find other players to be that force for you, to be that front line where and then at the end you come in and like, hey, look at me, I saved the day, and now we're all one big family. And
he has
which is what he does.
Like, but literally, I feel like he should be the one shot guy. Come on with one gun, shoot the gun one time to end it. Yeah, that's what I want. I don't want Winston tearing up New York, pretending to be a badass.
Yeah. And I feel that's what we're gonna get. We're gonna get with him like the Matrix when they run into the lobby with guns everywhere. I think that's what we're gonna get. He's just gonna have guns everywhere and just start shooting at everything. And I really don't want that. Really
it only makes sense with Keanu Reeves. It does not make sense with Winston. It wouldn't make sense at all.
Yeah. So, but I don't know. I just hope it becomes more Winston becoming Winston. And
I agree.
In its own footing. So, what about you, Brian?
I honestly think that he is going to become Winston, and the only way to do that is have him go ahead and try to have make this huge retribution thing, and then like it not work, and then him realizing I can't be the dude doing this anymore. And then episode 3, you start to see him realize I need to put other pieces on the table, on the chessboard, and I need to be moving these things around. And create it, because you can't find a family by yourself, but you can find a family with a family. And that's why we use all these other characters that we saw that were introduced. We're gonna go back to them, and he's gonna start using them and introduce, maybe the Russians or some stuff like that starts to make sense.
Yeah.
And now we're starting to get a world that was formed the correct way. And then we get to the end of episode 3, he kills and takes over the Continental because he has to, and go from there.
Yeah. So like Brandon, like Brandon said, he's going to kill Cromac, which makes him the leader of Continental. I don't think so. I don't think he's going to kill him. I think because as of right now, Winston doesn't even know what the Continental is. He just thinks it's a hotel, and he doesn't know the grand scheme of what it all really is. So I was hoping, he should have learned that in this episode, because now he has to learn it in the next episode, right? Because he can't learn it right at the end. He has to learn that like very, very soon, and then stuff like that. But I think the high table is gonna kick out Cromac and then put Winston in. How? I'm not sure. That's kind of confusing.
An adjudicator will come in.
Well, don't you already got her with the half mask?
Yep.
Well, I'm assuming that's what she kind of is.
She has to be an adjudicator.
Yeah. That scene was kind of cool with the dude like bashing Frankie's like, oh my god! And at the end, she's like, let him go.
I was waiting for to be like the Punisher and just have this fist like into his face, like
punches through his face.
Oh my god! Well, at the end, he like gets on him and like grab him, like, oh, he's gonna pop his eyes out, and he starts to headbutting like crazy. It's like he's enjoying it. I'm like, okay, that was kind of cool, But yeah. All right, last few comments. Will we get Willem Dafoe's character in the show? Who's Willem Dafoe?
He was in the first John Wick movie.
Want to save John Wick?
Oh shit, that's right.
But no, he's. I don't think you're going to get.
I don't think he will be,
because I think they're closer in age than you think. Because I mean, real John is really what 45, 50. Winston might be 70. because he's been running the Continental for 40 years. So Winston might be 65, 70. That means that character will be around 55. So like he will be 5 years old right now. Like,
yeah. Not Travis. Don't do Michael Jarwin. You know, you talked to him about all that. Must skip some of those for a little bit later. It said I can't see Chromac without hearing Ermac in the Mortal Kombat. Yeah, it says I kept wanting to say too. Yeah, he's saying yeah, true, that's possible. Yeah. It's just I think this episode he should have learned what the Continental is and the bigger scheme of it all. Because him still being blind, like thinking he could just go in there and shoot shit up. It was like, no, man. This is bigger than
but I think
anything
that's what they're going to use for Sharon. And I could see a fitting like full circle is like in Winston wants to shoot him. He says, no, you can't shoot you can't shoot people in this Continental. And he says, so what should we do with him? So you give him an option.
Ooh.
And he gives back that same option that we saw in episode 1 and episode 3 to Cormac.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. But also, that I still feel that wouldn't be a Winston thing, though.
But it wouldn't come. Say it wouldn't come from him. It's coming. The idea is coming from Sharon.
From Sharon.
And Sharon is because he doesn't like the way that he's been doing these things.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Like Sharon helps get I can see Sharon helps get
Sharon gets his hands dirty. Like you think about it, when they attacked the Continental in John Wick 3, Sharon got give me the guns, bro. I got this.
Yeah.
I'll take care of it. And Winston was sitting back just chilling.
Yeah.
You know, I think Sharon will be the one to get his hands dirty because he did not like the way that he set these things up and how he's doing. So he gives him that same energy that you gave him.
See that. And then finish off with this thing. Brandon Davis said that he has history with Chromac, which, they did talk about. He knows Chromac is a bad dude. Remember the beginning when they were kids. So, okay, he may not kill Chromac, but Chromac will be removed and they make Winston the leader. Yeah. I mean, that's how it's going to end. It's going to end with, like, either like Brian said, but Chromac is going to die for sure somehow. So. I mean, because it has to end that way, right? I mean, it needs to end it so the movie can start.
And I want to hear him say, "By thy own hands."
Yeah. But cool. You guys got anything else?
Nope, that was fun.
I'd say that's about it.
Yeah. So next Friday, the 29th, or this Friday coming up. So we'll probably talk about it on that Monday. The next couple Mondays we'll talk about the Continental and try to do the last few of it and see how this whole mini series plays out at the end, and then we'll see what our final verdict is, whether we do recommend it or not. But that's it for episode 1 of the Continental. Leave a comment, let us know what you think about it if you're watching it on replay. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Somewhere in between. Leave a comment, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button so you know when we go live. We are live every Monday and Thursday talking movies, TV shows, all that good stuff. And also hit that subscribe button because you too could be part of the show like all these guys that were in our chat were. So you can come in and let us know what you think live. But appreciate all you guys on the replay gang. Anybody watching live, stick around. We're going to talk about our next topic for the night. Cool.
Let's just jump right into the trailer.
Yeah.
All right.
Which one you want to do? A Dream Scenario, the A24 one?
Yeah, Dream Scenario.
Let me get it up real quick.
So is the strike over? I'm see.
Yes. Well, 10
no. Yeah, they come to an agreement, but they have not said the strike is totally over.
They're done picketing. They're not picketing anymore. So tomorrow there's gonna be no pickets. Do you want to talk about the strike, or you want to?
I just want to know. Yeah.
So the big heads came to the agreements. The lawyers were putting all the final touches, legal mumbo jumbo in it. Now it needs to go to both of the unions. So it needs to go to all the rest of the producers, and they need to approve it, which I think should be no big deal because you already got all the big shots that said cool. And then it needs to go to the guild for the writers.
The Writers Guild, exactly. And that it's like this
far
still could take time, right?
It could. They're projected to have. Well, they're probably going to get it done sometime this week. They're saying to have it all finalized. But they're projecting about 95% are going to vote yes on the agreement for the Writers Guild, and all they need is like 50% plus one, plus one person. So that's all you need is half plus one to get it through. They're saying they're projecting about like 95, so majority of the Screenwriters Guild is gonna approve it. The details aren't out yet, which kind of
the Writers Guild is saying, yeah, we're suspending our picketing, but we're going to ask you to go ahead and join the actors picketing.
So there were some leaks, some unofficial leaks that came out with the terms, and one of the terms was they wanted the approval of if one of these other guilds go on strike, they want to be able to stop what they're doing and also go on strike. And obviously the producers are like,
who the hell will say yes?
Exactly. And it's kind of like, that's, I think, one of those things that like, you put in there just to have play with, because like you said, no one's gonna, because then at the end of the day, it's like, no, we'll deal with that. Like me and
you're not part of the guild, so that has nothing to do with you.
So they'll probably still support them, online and stuff like that. But they're not gonna like go on and go on strike and stuff with it. But also I think the Actors Guild is gonna have a much quick. I wouldn't be surprised if like by the end of this week, early next week, the actors have that shit figured out. Because
we have an outline now. We have an outline from the Writers Guild. We understand what they're willing to give, and we're gonna have basically they'll be able to use that as what to do for themselves.
Yeah. So it'll be a lot easier, but it was really annoying because somebody did the math and they were like, they spent 9 days in the past almost 150 days, I believe it was almost 150 days. They spent 9 total days, in the actual talk, and then the first 4 didn't even really count. It was just them like kind of like, this is what we want. We don't want it. Fuck you. See you later. Where this time it's like they spent, I think, 4 or 5 days consistently all day in a room figuring it out. And I'm like, why didn't you guys?
What you should have did at the beginning.
Yeah. Week 1.
Rather than dragging this out this long.
Like more than 3 months. So 150 days is what? 6 months? Almost 6 months?
It's been 6 months. Yeah.
About 5.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Yeah, the actors are on strike still, but I know the writers are still going to support them. But the writers, once it's all said and done, they got to go back to work. But
because they're talking about this Last of Us writers saying, "Hey, we're getting on that right away."
Yeah. But the actors, I think they're going to figure their stuff out a lot, because theirs are easier to put out because you need the actors, you need the face of these projects and movies and TV shows, so they're a lot more accepting of some of their bigger terms, where the writers, you're like, you're just a writer, no one sees you, no one cares about you, kind of stuff. But yeah, like you said, it's kind of a blueprint too. Like they already have their terms, so it's easy to kind of figure it out. But I'm really curious. I think tomorrow or Wednesday, they're saying we're gonna start hearing the details of the agreement. So I think the writers got majority of what they wanted, which I think the AI thing was the big thing, and I think they got what they wanted from that.
I just have a hard time believing that they're gonna get the AI. I mean, they're not gonna use something.
No, well, it wasn't like a complete. Well, that's how it started, was like the producers wanted to use a lot of AI, and the writers were like, no AI. So obviously, there's going to be something in between, in the middle. And one of the last agreements, and it was about that. It was something in the middle. It was, you can use AI, but you still get the credit. And like, so it was like AI, but the writers still get the credit for even if AI does it, and the writers get the final say so. But that was the last meeting that they had that got denied. So we'll see if that part stayed the same or if that changed or not. But it looks like the writers, from what I understand and been hearing around, that the writers kind of got mostly what they wanted, which is good. Which is good. So what's up? We got Ken from See For Yourself.
Hey, what's going on?
What's up, Ken?
What's going on, man?
Hey, thanks for jumping on the football show too, man.
Yeah, I saw I saw him over there on Dynasty Pylon. But yeah, man, the strike is gonna be good. They're saying sometime in the next week or so, like, we're gonna start hearing all these new projects. Like this is coming out. They're doing this. They're doing that. Like, there's already stuff backed up that's gonna get released, and then all the newer stuff that's gonna come out and come out and just be like, oh, here's all this other new cool stuff. Supposedly
I'm
they're
counting on it. Yeah.
And you get a show, and you get a show, and we all get a show.
Yeah. So supposedly a lot of it is changing too. I think Rachel Zegler was supposed to be in Paddington 3, and now they're like, yeah, no, we're not putting you in there.
Yeah, she's not exactly Hollywood's sweetheart right now.
Not right now, no. So
yeah, she's more or less, when we talked about that in the past, she's more or less kind of effectively dive bombing her own career.
Yeah. You're fighting a battle that you should not really be fighting.
Yeah.
Brandon said, if AI hasn't brought Brian back for Fast 11, then no one should be worried about it. Are they gonna bring back Brian?
I
feel like they're going to, just because he was that vital a part of the Fast franchise. They're going to bring the character of Brian back. They'll probably just use one of his brothers as a CG stand-in again, which personally I find a little messed up. But no, there are no buts. I kind of find that a little messed up. I'm not even gonna lie.
That was enough in itself. It's messed up.
Yeah.
I don't mind it as much.
Yeah. Granted, I know the character with it. Yeah. Granted, I know he was a vital part of the franchise, but at some point you just kind of need to let the dead rest.
I didn't mind the one movie, but doing it again and again and again.
Doing it again.
That's a cash grab.
That's a problem. That's a dick move.
Well, they only did it once, right? So far.
Yeah, but that's what he's saying. I can see him doing it again.
Yeah, they did it. They did it once, and then you see the car pull up at the end of Fast 9.
Yeah.
But yeah, if it kind of feels like they're going towards that direction, because Fast X really did want to be Infinity War. So it makes sense that probably the next one is going to want to be Endgame, and they're just going to bring everyone back.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see them doing it.
Yeah.
But it's more AI as in writing.
Exactly. So you tell AI, just stuff that they a general idea, and they'll write the entire show for you.
Mm-hmm.
More or less, basically. Yeah, which is not a good thing too. They've done it with Seinfeld, where they rewrote an episode of Seinfeld with AI, and then they animated it with also AI, and it is so bad. It is so bad. It doesn't make any sense. Shit happens, and you're like, wait, what? AI still has a lot of problems, but more companies are. Amazon bought a AI company today, I believe, and they spent a shit ton of money with it. I know Google is developing their own AI, and stuff like that. So, yeah, it's something that you're not going to be able to avoid. So might as well limit it and use it, but also be able to control it. Because if you as the writer guild should be able to control it. If you let the producers control it, that's game over. Because producers don't give a shit. That's why all these people, the one thing that bothers me, all these people are like, oh, all the writers, like, let them stay on strike because they all suck. That's why we got so many bad movies and bad shows. But I was like, is it the writer's fault, or is it the producers that are asking for shit to be written. You know, that's like kind of my thing. You know, it's like in school, I learned very, very early on, you write for your teacher. You know, so like if I knew a teacher was into sports, guess what I wrote about? You know, I found out how to make sports references and do this and do that. If somebody was more into something, I would write for a teacher. You know, so if you want a show to get picked up and get paid, you know, and you know Disney is all about like X, you know, ABC or XYZ or whatever kind of thing they want to focus on, then yeah, you know, like maybe like, oh, we'll throw in these stupid jokes because that's what Marvel likes right now, right? So here's a bunch of stupid jokes, and then you know, Marvel's like, yeah, let's go with it, you know, so like whose fault is it? You know, and then it's the director, you know, like just because it's written doesn't mean the director needs to like go exactly word for word with it too. So, you know, it's you know, ask Frank Miller with RoboCop. You know, that's a perfect example. You know, so yeah, I that's why I never liked that point of view. It was like, oh, we get crap, so let them not get their job back. And I'm like, oh, it's not just them. But all right, let's move on. We got Candy. Yep, love talking about Eagles 3-0.
They are.
Yeah. Oh, I wonder what's gonna happen with Drew Barrymore. She's gonna be all right.
She'll be fine.
Yeah.
I don't think anything.
Yeah, they were going after Dancing with the Stars as well. Like, how dare you put this show out? It was like, I think there
dancing.
Yeah, I think there's only like two writers, you know, from the guild on that show. You know, it was like, and then plus like all the cast and crew and all that. It was like, yeah,
none of them are professional actors, so I mean, they're
that too. You know, that's a reality show, so like, you know, it's no big deal.
Yeah.
Kevin said it would seem really distasteful for me. Leave Brian where he is, taking care of his kids so he can't go on missions.
Yeah.
He pulls up in a school.
You know, I've seen you know, like kind of message boards and things on Reddit and that sort of thing where people are kind of like arguing and, oh, you know, it's what Paul would have wanted, and if his family says it's okay and blah blah blah. The man is dead. Let him rest.
Yeah.
And it doesn't need to always be a money grab. I don't like that idea that you're always doing that.
You know, sometimes you got to put integrity over money.
Yeah.
You know, I know it's a business built on money, but you know, come on, that's just no.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm the opposite. I think like the CGI with the brother was kind of like with me, but for the most part, I think they've been pretty cool with it because they're like, oh, he's over here, or his car just pulls in, you know, even though you don't see him, but you know it's his car. You know, if they do a CGI thing again, maybe then it depends how they do it. If they do something stupid, then maybe. But if it's just like, you know, him pulling up, you know, to Vin again and going on one last race. I mean, they already did it before, so I don't see it.
So,
it
hey,
hit
Brian,
the same.
this is our last race for family.
Yeah.
He's like,
yeah. Or they go back in time. They go back in time and do a deep fake of Paul Walker. But yeah, but I don't mind it. I don't mind it as much. They're not overdoing it, you know, where he's like everywhere all the time, and there's like, oh, he's over here, and then they never say it again in the movie. You know, so but
like, Mia, you're here. Where's husband? Your husband?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'd rather have him. Can you go watch the kids and bring him?
Exactly.
I think the ex-cop will be better than
the ex-cop, the great driver. I need him.
Yeah.
She's like, oh no, not him, just me.
Well, yeah, and then See For Yourself said those people who are like, you know, cool, all the writers suck are beyond reasoning with. Yeah, they're immediately hypocritical as soon as they turn on a show that they like. Exactly. See, but that's the thing. It's like if it's a show they like, it's because the acting is good and the director is great. But if it's a show that's bad or they don't like, then the writing was bad. I was like, you know, a perfect example was like Dave Filoni. You know, Dave Filoni is getting all the flowers and everyone's loving him right now. He's also kind of ruining Sabine, you know, for all the great stuff he's doing. but people are going after the actress. I'm
Mhm.
like, she's doing a great job. Filoni is just giving her shit to work with.
Annoying the shit out of me. She's annoying the shit out of me.
She's not the problem at all.
Good job.
Yeah,
she's doing a good job of doing that.
Yeah, and I think a perfect example is Mark Hamill. Are you mad at Mark Hamill for throwing the lightsaber over his shoulder and saying "fuck it, I'm done with it"? Or are you mad at Ryan Johnson for making him do that?
Exactly.
You're mad at Ryan.
But Mark Hamill also said that this is stupid. I don't understand why the hell we doing this.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, he also said, "I'm gonna do it because that's my job." So it's the same like why you get mad at actors like Kelly Marie Tran for doing her job. It's like it's not her fault. The script sucked and her character sucked.
It's obvious. It's because she's a woman.
Well, yeah, that too.
And people are just.
I mean, Ahmad Best got a bunch of hate.
Well, he's black.
Yeah.
Let's go. Keep it going.
Yeah, I know. Ashley Eckhart with Ahsoka when she first started.
Woman.
Well, that's why everyone has this like revisionist history too with like Ahsoka. They're like, Ahsoka's so great. I was like, really? Because I remember when everyone fucking hated her. Yeah,
everyone.
She was. Everyone hated her. But she wound up becoming a great character. So yeah, Luke was playing Jake Skywalker. Exactly. Exactly. And that's what Mark Hamill said was that this is Jake Skywalker. But yeah, but that's the thing. It's like when something's good, then it's not the people that you don't like fault for it. But when it's something bad, then it's fault. So it's like pick and choose. Like I like this director, so it's good. I don't know. Stanley said in an interview that all writers are good or are good. Yeah, because at the end of the day, they're the starting brick. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Then you got editors, then you got your directors, and you still got your producers that your studio heads that need to kind of go through stuff. So yeah, but
Brandon trying to open up a can of over here. You want to start something? You want to start something? Come on. Yes, you can. We can recast.
Oh yeah. I'm going to show that in a second. That's what I'm saying. What's up to Jason?
I'm ready.
I thought you meant like our Brandon. Yeah, Brandon Davis.
No.
But yeah, what's up, Jason?
Hey, Jason.
What up, Jason?
Yeah, and then Brandon said, "Hold on, Brandon." That goes back to the shop. And then that's kind of
yes. Go ahead and recast Brian. I would rather you recast him and then losing his death to make more money. And then don't give me a funeral. Don't do any of that stuff.
Yeah.
Don't do those type of things in movies. It belittles the idea of what the person really is. Yes.
Yeah. Well, that's why they're kind of doing that in Fast, which is why I don't mind. But I think they should just, instead of beating around the bush, just get a new actor. Just get a new actor that looks
exactly
close enough to him and call it a day. Like I always hate it when you have to explain why a person looks different. Like I know like when Liam Hemsworth takes over for
oh my god,
they're not going to explain why he looks different. It's just like here he is. It's like I don't need an explanation. Like I get it. It's a new actor. It's still the same character. Go for it. Like I don't need like magic. Now he's got a new face. I was like, nah. Don't point it out. If you point it out, it starts getting weird.
Wasn't that what was that 22 Jump Street? And then for a little bit recast. What are you talking about? What contract dispute? I've always been like this way.
Yeah. So I think that's what they should have done if you want to keep that character alive because you love Paul Walker so much, then you should have kept that character alive by literally keeping that character in the movies. Because right now he's just like he's watching the kids. I was like, why is he watching the kids and the sister, his wife is over here kicking ass? I was like, he's the cop. He's the guy with the training. It made no sense.
Yeah, and it would make more sense for Mia to be the one watching the kids because she was always the one.
No training to do any of this
no
stuff.
Training.
She knows how to drive a little bit. That's it.
Yeah, she drives a little bit. I think like the main thing that I usually know her for in the franchise is whenever somebody's fighting, she's like, no, or stop.
Yeah.
Or
if that would have made. If you really want to get real, I'm just gonna let you know. Just they should if they gonna treat Brian that way, they could have did the same thing to T'Challa. They could send him out into space. We could have the intergalactic empire of Wakanda, and we could have did the exact same thing. He's just not here right now. But you didn't want to do that. That's why we can recast. So don't let me start it, Brandon. You can start up open this whole argument, and I'm gonna take it somewhere no one's ready for.
We need to finish the show. So
exactly.
Maybe 2 hours ago, but not 2 hours in. Not right now. Well,
it's worse. That's worse than my Batman thing. Don't let me ask me about that.
Don't get that, sir. The Matrix recasted and it worked for them, but her role was so small it didn't matter. Plus, the world they lived in worked.
Yeah,
the Matrix recast.
The Oracle.
Oh,
that's right. Yeah. Yeah. But again, it made sense in that world. You're able to.
It's also not the star character. You can't continue the franchise without the. Yeah. Let's just move on.
Yeah. Mia comes home with Brian asks, so how was the mission? He's got the kids and like cooking dinner and shit.
He's like stirring the pot like, oh my God.
Yeah, Luke's defective clone, Jake. That's from his hand, right? Well, I know they did that in the books. They found his chopped off hand and made a clone out of it. They made an evil fucking Luke. It was awesome. They could have done that. Why didn't they do that with Rey? Why didn't fucking so annoying. Brian, agree to disagree. I think that's the closest you're gonna get, man.
This is it. That's fine.
Yeah. All right. Well, shit. I guess we already kind of talked about the strike, so
yeah.
Let's watch this one trailer.
Time for some trailers.
Yeah. We're going and see for yourself. Said that sounds amazing. Actually, give me dead hand
Luke. Dead hand Luke. That is so good, man.
Yeah. It's like they can do so much cool shit. When Brian check out, No One Will Save You on Hulu. Well, what do you think of that? Oh, I'm watching that tomorrow probably.
I'm just gonna let you know, Perp. I'm not going to watch anything that you recommend because I know better. You have great taste in stuff, and it sounds amazing. I just don't need to be scared. Not me. You know how scary it is? It's scary for me getting pulled over and being 6'5" and be a black guy. That's scary. Unless you need that real life stuff, I put everything else alone. I don't need that. I don't need that in my life. If I can't fight you, I don't need it. I don't need it.
Yeah. No One Will Save You is great. Surprise indeed. I'm checking that out.
Watch that early. I watched that earlier when I got home today.
Did you?
Really?
Okay.
Surprisingly good one.
Yeah, that's what I heard. So look, it's a PG-13 alien movie with no dialogue.
Dude,
there you go, Brian.
So no, I honestly, Perp, I'm telling you, I was listening on Saturday. I was literally watching the show, and you talked about it, and I was like, yeah, definitely not going to watch this. It might sound like a Quiet Place. Yeah, exactly.
It was basically A Quiet Place meets The Outer Limits. Is how I describe it.
Well,
that sounds interesting to me.
I'm not afraid of aliens. I'll punch an alien in the face. That's okay.
Will Smith.
Hey, that's why I call it a close encounter.
Yeah. Ken didn't like it. He said, I wish I liked No One Will Save You more. The trailer was good.
I didn't hear about this movie until like a couple days before it.
Same. So Brian to quote Depot, stop acting like a bitch. Come on.
Why do you gotta talk to Brian like that? Why?
Every time Brandon show up, I gotta tuck in my chain. But it's all right. Brandon be telling me shut up. When he's there, I'll be quiet. But as soon as he leave, I'll be talking again.
Oh man, are they gonna ever remake that? You think?
They've
been talking about it for a long time.
Really?
And
they've been talking about
I don't know.
They've been talking about sequels. They've been talking about remakes. They've been talking about a continuation.
I'm gonna bring Chris Tucker back, so they're gonna have Smokey come back. We'll have everyone come, all the characters come in. But I think when Tiny died, it kind of
Mhm.
stopped a lot of this stuff.
Yeah, when Tiny died, yeah, and I like Mike Epps, and I thought the character of Day Day was hilarious, but he's no Smokey.
Yeah, he's no Smokey. So
Yeah.
Day Day next to Smokey be like, "The hell you talking about, dude?" And that'll be the end of the whole, Day Day thing. So I don't know.
Yeah. Oh man. I like the first 2 acts of no one will save you. Okay. But I guess you didn't like the ending is always where it's got to be at. So curious about that.
I really liked it.
Yeah.
Like I said, I didn't know anything about this show until or not show, this movie until
I got you.
until a couple days before it started. Then I saw a couple people talking about it. I'm like, you know what? Let me check this out. I got Hulu. Why not? So, yeah, I liked it.
Yeah, I got to check it out. I saw Zack Attack do a review on it, and I'm like, oh, okay. And then I'm like, oh, it's on Hulu. I'm like, all right, I'm definitely gonna watch it. Yeah, it's supposed to be a Friday 4, but Pops died.
Yeah, so
right.
without John Witherspoon, you can't do it.
No.
Yeah.
This is all you need. This is all you need.
Yeah. Q wrote the script for part 4. It was Pops dying that flushed it. That sucks. Yeah. That's why I wonder if they do a full reboot. Because just
you can't reboot that. You can't reboot that entire movie. You just can't. Because Cube it revolves around Cube.
Yeah.
It really does.
Yeah.
And O'Shea is good, but O'Shea no Cube.
No, that's why you have to.
You're not really afraid of O'Shea. You know what I mean? He's like, your name O'Shea, bro. I know Ice Cube's real name is that, but you call him Ice Cube.
Well, yeah, that's his name. But I think you can find maybe younger actors because I mean, also that was like the movie that like I can't think of anything Chris Tucker was in before Friday.
No,
after Friday he just blew up.
After Friday, because like Dead Presidents was later that year in '95.
I mean, he did Money Talks.
Yeah.
But then when he got to was it with Jackie Chan
Rush Hour.
Yeah. And that was it.
Yeah, that's what really like skyrocketed him. He had cred already with just from Friday, but Rush Hour is what really skyrocketed his career.
Well, actually, Fifth Element did a pretty good
job. Yeah.
I mean, it's hard for a black man with a dress on. Come on.
But his character was so good. Like,
Ruby Rod was hilarious.
Yeah, because he wasn't like, because a lot of people were like, "Oh, he's gay." But I was like,
"No, he definitely wasn't gay."
He was not gay. Yeah,
talking about sex for just the sex's sake. He was just
like, but he was such a good character. Like still the part. Like I still see a lot of people that part like we shoos them away. Like people still do that shit. So, but yeah, I wouldn't mind doing like a Friday, but do a brand new, but I don't know if it would hit the same.
You can't. I mean, literally,
it was such a thing.
It was after Boys in the Hood.
Yeah,
it was just perfect timing, and it was the thing we needed at the time.
It really does go hand in hand with that saying that we hear. They just don't make them like they used to. I don't think if they attempted a new Friday, it just wouldn't capture that spark that really made the first one work so well and what makes the first one so memorable. Hollywood just they really don't make a lot of stuff like they used to.
And you don't get all those stars and when Regina King, who's one of the greatest black producers and directors of all time, and great actress and great voiceovers and things like that. You have so many superstars from it, and you just don't get that.
I agree.
Yeah. It's like comedy is probably the hardest of all the hardest. It is, and it also like that was a different time. It was really before cell phones were what they are now, before the internet was really a thing. It's hard to like, especially if you want to reboot it. Usually a reboot means you need to update it, so you need to be in like today's world. And I don't know if it's quite the same like that.
They would never
you know?
act the same way, and there will never be a Debo the same way. You know?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, not saying like, you know, those neighborhoods don't exist anymore, but
it's not the same.
They changed. Yeah, they changed, you know. So, you know, because now if you get like somebody like trying to like Debo trying to fight, you're gonna get like 50 people with a cell phone around them recording, you know.
No, they're gonna
streaming worldwide or not worldwide, World Star, you know, and all that, you know.
No, they'll go get a gun and they'll shoot everybody up. It wouldn't just be one gun, it'll be everybody will have a gun. Like oh, I got a gun. I was like, man, I could find a gun in the sewer. Just reach down there, there's a gun
that was part of Friday was like because he was going to use a gun and then
it was only one.
Like, hey, it's true.
There's only one. Like everybody got a gun now. Like it's not drive by, it's a gun fight in cars. Like it's different, man.
Well, but cool. I see a lot of you guys talking to each other in there.
Hey, cool. Regina's been there for 227. Let's go. It's not just
so underrated. It's a crime.
She's so awesome.
Real talk.
Yeah. Oh man, her in what was the last thing she did? The cowboy movie, which I hope she could.
The Harder They Fall.
The Harder They Fall. Yeah.
She didn't die in that one, I think. Right.
I think she lived. Right.
I think she lived. Yeah, because I think they teased it at the end, right? With her.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, she lived. Yeah.
Yeah. So. Yeah. Yeah. Damn. AJ died. Pops died, and Debo died. AJ died too.
Yep.
Damn.
Yeah. AJ. Wait, which one was AJ?
About to come out to the window. He's always stealing stuff and stuff. I mean,
I think so.
Oh, I didn't realize he died. I know Roach died from next Friday. I know that he had died. I think not too long after that movie came out, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Damn. So, yeah. I mean, they did the sequels. The sequels weren't that great, especially that third one was not that great. They had moments, but it wasn't. I don't
even remember seeing Friday After Next all the way through.
Rip.
I think I know I have seen it all the way through, but I can't really remember anything about the movie. Even though Next Friday didn't have Chris Tucker, I still thought it was was entertaining enough. You know, but yeah, Friday After Next, I don't remember that doing a whole lot for me.
The crack of my neck and my back.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm suing.
When he's climbing through the window and AJ's climbing through too, I saw you going in, bro. So AJ steals, not kills. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's why he gave
I thought his name was Ezel.
I don't remember.
No. I'm thinking of AJ. No, you're right.
AJ climbs through windows and stealing all the stuff. Yeah.
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 Okay.
And then real quick before we get
my character's name is wrong.
Jason said, "What are you guys watching this week? Saw X and or The Creator, and what are your thoughts overall on September releases?" I'm
going to see The Creator Wednesday.
I'm going. Friday.
I think The Creator will be priority number one for me.
Yeah. I'm seeing The Creator, and then hopefully I'm gonna get a chance to see Saw sometime this weekend. But if I do, it'll probably be by myself.
I start training for the next Culver's for Wrigleyville on Saturday. So that's where my life pretty much ends for a little while.
Yeah.
Somehow I'll make it on here, but I'll still,
You're gonna be in Wrigley?
Yep.
Might pass you by. I know I'm going to a couple of friends' wedding party, and then we were talking about hanging in Wrigley afterwards. So
hey, I'll be there from 9:30 to 7:30.
Okay, yeah, I might stagger by your Culver's.
Get some burgers.
Come on in, man.
Nice. But The Creator, we're definitely talking about The Creator on next Monday, for sure, because I'm hearing great things about it. I'm super excited about it. So, and then Saw, hopefully, either one of us or a couple of us will do a review on that one.
Yeah, I'll probably watch it too.
Yeah. So, but The Creator for sure. And then September, we haven't really talked about that. We usually don't do like what's coming up next and how we thought things happened before. Zack Attacks is really good at that.
Yeah, we leave it to Zack.
Yeah. But September, there really wasn't much, was there? I'm trying to think.
I mean, September, we how did we enjoy it? I mean, there's just the first month I haven't gone to the movie theater more than 3 times. Usually I go all September. True. I go 7 or 8 times. And didn't really go. I mean, I saw Equalizer 3.
That's the only other one I can think about.
Gran Turismo.
That was August though, wasn't it?
No, I think it actually came out September. No, August 25th. You're right, August 25th.
Yeah.
Yeah, very end of August.
September's been pretty lackluster, man, which kind of sucked.
Yeah, the last thing I saw in the theater was Equalizer 3.
That was the beginning of the month, and now we're at the end of the month. We see the father and the son.
Exactly. That was September, guys.
Yep. The Washingtons. That's it. That was September. But yeah. Cool. Yep. I got the creative tickets for Thursday at 7. Nice. And then Jorge said I'll be seeing both.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna see Saw just for no other reason. We're entering Halloween season, boys. So
exactly.
I don't know, which we gotta get our stuff going, which hopefully we can. But oh man, yeah, it is what it is. We'll see. All right, let's watch this trailer and we'll probably call it a night.
Okay.
Definitely.
Yeah. Make sure I can share it real quick. All right, cool. Let's do it. All right, what up is what? Oh, geez, what the hell? That's how you know it's getting late. All right, sorry, one more time. All right, what is up, everyone? Welcome to Spoiler Kings. My name is Tim Kramer, Brandman Brandon, Brian the Grizzly, and we are going to check out a brand new A24 film trailer called Dream Scenario with Nicolas Cage. I don't know. Have you guys seen this trailer yet?
I've seen some of it.
Oh, I haven't seen any of it.
Me either. And I'm excited to see Nicolas Cage being Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
Nicolas Cage.
I'm always all for it.
Yep. Yep.
I don't know if this computer is ready for it. I don't know if we can watch all of this.
It's gonna blow up.
It's gonna blow up.
All right, let's check it out and then we'll talk about it. Let me know you guys can hear it.
Yeah.
Why does the zebra look the way it does?
So embarrassing.
Hey, focus.
Is this how it went?
No, it's different now. Oh, you've been on my mind recently.
Yeah?
Because you keep popping up in my dreams. You don't do anything, you're just there.
So, this specific person, the remarkable nobody, I've almost never had that experience. Do you have a picture?
Have you been dreaming about me?
Have I been dreaming about you?
Yeah. There's like 100 messages. Somebody wants to interview me.
This is strange. Maybe you should take a minute and think before you do anything drastic.
Why me? I don't know. I'm special, I guess.
He looks like a teacher I used to.
How does it feel to go viral?
Who's actually had a dream about me?
I was thinking Freddy Krueger.
I wish I was the one people were dreaming about. Me too.
Yeah, no, it's something. How's he dealing with all this?
We're not even the type of people that like attention, you know? You think other people are seeing you naked?
Maybe thousands. I hope I'm behaving through your dreams.
Oh, no, you're not.
So I'm finally cool, huh?
I didn't say that.
You hear that, Janet? She's saying I'm a cool dad.
I really feel like you're playing with fire here.
Dad, please help me!
I'm not actually doing anything to them.
Fame can come with some less desirable side effects. You should be prepared for that.
Maybe we should cool this thing off.
What? What do you mean?
It's embarrassing.
Which part?
I guess I'll see you in my dreams.
Yeah. Of course not.
who the hell is shooting Nicolas Cage? Like what? With the crossbow? Like what is going on?
That Nicolas Cage, he had the crossbow.
No,
Or
he's
was he
getting
getting
shot
shot
in the
at?
back.
He was getting shot with it.
Was it? Yeah.
Mhm.
That seems weird. Oh yeah.
I guess
Okay. What'd you guys think about it?
I will watch this. Like I mentioned earlier, I think this is it looks like Nicolas Cage's version of being John Malkovich. So
Yeah.
and I'm totally all for that man's career resurgence.
Mhm.
So I'll rally behind just about anything he's in. He did some stuff in the last few months that I really liked. I thought he was one of the best things about Renfield, despite his bit part. This looks great. I love what was the long title of it?
Oh, Massive Talent.
Yeah, the unbearable weight of massive talent.
Yeah.
Love that one.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So yeah. Get this man his career resurgence. I hope he keeps on that upward trajectory. Let's go. I'm all for it.
Yeah.
You know what? It being October, I'm just gonna see this and think of it as a prequel to Freddy Krueger,
Mhm.
to Nightmare on Elm Street. This is the prequel to Nightmare on Elm Street. That's what I'm going with. That's the way I'm looking at this movie. Dream Scenario is a prequel to Nightmare on Elm Street. That's what I'm saying.
Which is funny because like I know you said like as soon as you saw that like we all thought of like, oh my god, yeah, he looks like Robert Englund, like,
Yes.
and I think this movie is really going to touch on some like interesting things. Is like if everyone has this dream about this person, but not all dreams are good. So like some people are starting to get afraid of him, and but it's like that tropey like wife thing. They're like, oh, when the wife is like, you cheated on me in my dream. He's like, sorry, I did that in your dream. It's like, but it seems like a whole movie kind of based around that. Like,
No, but I'm just saying, what if it has a turn? It's an A24 movie, right? What if it's a turn for the worse, and all of a sudden he gets stuck in a house, and they light them on fire, and he only could live in the dreams, and he becomes.
He actually becomes Freddy Krueger.
It's an A24 movie. I'm just saying that sounds right up their alley. So I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. I don't know. It looks interesting. It looks cool. Because like, yeah, you can't control what other people like dream about you, but then people get mad at him. It seems like too.
No, but it seems
weird.
like he's buying into it, and he's like acting out their dreams in real life.
Yeah, or I mean that part where he's like in the room is like, is that a dream? And I think that's what this movie is gonna be really trippy, is because you're gonna see him, and you're not gonna know if it's a dream sequence or if it's a real life sequence. Like this, obviously that's a dream, right? I mean,
is it or is it reenacting?
Is it
or is it reenacting? That was already there.
Yeah. So I'm like kind of curious about it all. So it's gonna be pretty interesting. Yeah, an instant classic. But yeah, it looks pretty good. It looks really good. Yeah.
And he has people looking like him.
Yeah. Like he's getting shot at. So, but I swear I have a teacher at my community college that looks so much like that. Maybe the teeth aren't as perfect like that, but oh my god, hair, glasses, beard, smile, the eyes like that. I was like, Jesus.
I had a biology teacher that looked just like that too.
He was a biology teacher.
So. Looked just like that. Oh my god.
Just like that, which is so funny because I don't know. Do they just get a stereotypical old white man look and close enough? So I don't know. It looks cool.
It's probably costume right now. We go on the go to the Hollywood costume shop. Standard scary white guy look.
Yeah.
Bald head. There it is.
Yeah. Oh, did it say when it's coming out?
I didn't see a release date.
Release date November 10th.
All right.
So yeah, that's becoming in about a month, 5 weeks or so. But yeah, definitely gotta check that one out. And let's see what we got in the comments. We got See For Yourself said a lot of channels been doing face off watch along recently. That's definitely one of my favorite Nicolas Cage movies. Same. That is one of my favorite Nicolas Cage movies.
Because he went full Cage.
Is it a Nicolas Cage movie or is it a John Travolta movie?
It's Nicolas Cage being both. Because then it's Travolta trying to act like Nicolas Cage, and it's like Nicolas Cage being over the top Nicolas Cage. It was awesome. That movie is awesome. It's so stupid. Yeah. I saw that way too young. But
same.
That movie was awesome. Ken said also, I miss these types of movies. Yeah, I think it's gonna be a good movie. You know, not a lot of action. Probably, it's just like a movie that kind of makes you like question things.
I still say it's going to make a turn for the worse. A24.
Brian thinks it's gonna have its horror moment at the end. Brandon Davis said Nick Cage, so I'll watch it, but it doesn't look like it's the top of my list. But movies like this do end up enjoying them when I do watch them. Yeah. The Matt Film Show, what is up? He said, what's up,
hey,
guys?
Matt.
Late to today's show, but glad to be here. Nice to see all of y'all. Well, we're glad you came in.
Thanks, Matt. Yeah, appreciate you coming.
Yeah, thanks for joining us.
Yes. And Brandon Davis said, that's a Saturday Hulu afternoon movie like Flamin' Hot. I think this is gonna be a little bit more substance than Flamin' Hot.
Yeah.
With this one.
It's 824. We don't know what's going to be. It's going to be crazy. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Yeah. Like Putin's cat said, watch Everything Everywhere, and I don't know if it's gonna be that crazy of a scenario, but A24 does great movies. Great movies,
Yeah.
So I could definitely see seeing this one being up there with it.
Yeah, I don't think they've made anything that they haven't missed as far as I'm concerned, at least not with anything that comes to immediate memory.
Imagine once again, it's going to be a big twist. It's A24. They're going to have a twist. It's going to be something like his student kills him.
Nah, they don't always have a twist. I'm trying to think of a movie that doesn't have a twist. And
they all have a twist.
I mean,
doesn't matter what you're talking about.
It can go like the route of like Beau is Afraid, where the whole movie is just one giant twist.
But still a twist, right?
Yeah, I mean the whole thing. Yeah, just a twist on the twist, and then the twist that together. Yeah, that movie was crazy.
Just saying.
Yeah,
I'd be surprised. I want everyone coming back to me and say, "How did you know?"
Lost Purgatory was that one they had? I don't think I heard of that one. But yeah, Dream Scenario coming out in November. A24, Nicolas Cage. Looks good, and Nicolas Cage, like Brandon said, I'm always gonna give that man a chance at any movie. And then A24 is a great studio that is just putting out banger after banger after banger. So put those two together, I'm all in.
Yep.
I'm all in. But unless you guys got anything else?
Nope.
I think that's
A24 has been doing it. So give me Uncut Gems, give me Lady Bird, give me Moonlight. I mean, all of them have something going on that you don't see. It's not just the surface. It always has depth to it.
Yeah.
I'm expecting this movie to have some depth to it, and we'll find out. When we see it, we'll talk about it. Can't wait.
Yeah. So that's our reaction to Dream Scenario. Leave a comment down below. Let us know what you think about this trailer. Does it look interesting? Does it look fun? Is there a twist? But leave a comment. Let us know what you think. Yeah. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and you too could be part of our show live every Monday and Thursday. So make sure you join us, hit that bell notification and subscribe button. And appreciate all you guys watching on the replay gang. Appreciate all you guys watching live. But if you are sticking around with the live show, we're gonna finish things up. But that's it for me, man. I'm ready to go to bed.
Yeah,
I'm already half asleep.
Yep.
I'm gonna get to bed momentarily.
Yes.
Wanted to play a little more Mortal Kombat, but I was already doing that.
Mortal Kombat.
Oh, you got Mortal Kombat 1?
Very fun game, by the way.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I just gotta. I'm getting back in the habit of when I used to play any other MK game, I would always have to write the like the special moves and the fatalities in a notebook. So
Yeah.
rather than going back to the pause screen over and over again, because it's not like Mortal Kombat 11 where you can put them on a display on the screen. You have to
Yeah, that was
pause.
awesome.
Yeah, so I'm gonna probably get up early tomorrow and go to the gym, and then when I come down, I'm probably gonna play a little bit before work and just start writing them down.
So random. I'm sure you can get it like somewhere on the internet. Just print them all out.
You know, I've been looking. It's so hard to find.
Oh, really?
Because not everyone's been playing it yet. So
Yeah.
hey,
I didn't even know it was out yet.
what's
Mhm.
up, Kal-El?
Hey,
dropping
what's
on
Hey.
live.
it coming in? Before we go, I'm trying to get in the habit of
Seeing someone's
sending some of our people. So if you are a sports fan, fantasy football fan, our friends over at the Get Right Fantasy Network are live. So we're gonna send you guys over there with them and see, make sure this works. We've only able to do this a few times. But yeah, unless you guys got anything else.
That's it for me.
Yeah. All right. Let me get this up real quick. See if this actually works this time. I did it before and it didn't work, which kind of sucks.
boy B. I'll catch y'all tomorrow about
Never
that.
mind.
Y'all tomorrow about that talk about that horrible, embarrassing Bears game. It wasn't that bad. I wasn't that embarrassed. It was just fine. No, it wasn't. We got smashed. And you know what? But I have positivity coming. I have positivity. I have an idea we can do. I'm telling you, it's going to be okay. Come join me tomorrow on Dynasty Pylon, the Panda and Grizzly show. I have something good for everyone that we can all hold on to. And we might be okay. We might be able to get out of this mess in 3 weeks. Hey,
Hope so.
and Kal-El, the Dolphins putting on 70. Man. And we get to play the Broncos. So the one team that got embarrassed more than us, that's what we play next week. And that's part of my positivity. We'll be okay, guys. We'll be okay. I'm telling you, Tank was like over it. And I was like, look, I'm telling you, it's okay. I got great news coming. I got some positivity coming. I got people coming back. And I think losing our best lineman is part of the problem. Tevin Jenkins being gone has been a big part of the problem. Him coming back, then getting Braxton Jones next week, and we're playing terrible teams for the next 5 weeks. So I'll paint the scenario. We'll be okay. Just wait. It's going to be all right. We're going to be all right.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Tank.
Yeah, you kicked me out.
No, you the one left. We're like, okay.
I didn't even know I left. All right. So the channel I want to redirect, they're not accepting redirects. So, but I'm gonna leave a link here for these guys. If you want to go check them out, let them know that Nerd Huddle, Spoiler Kings sent them over. They're talking fantasy football and waiver wires, all that good stuff. So check them out. They're friends of the channel. They're almost to 1,000 as well. So give them a check. They're over on LA, California Mountain Time. So they're still gonna go on for another 2 more hours. But appreciate everyone hanging out with us. We'll be back Thursday talking more Soka and some other good stuff, all that, more trailers and stuff. But cool. I am done. Let's get out of here. Appreciate everyone. We will see you guys later.
Thank you, everyone.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. We're out here.